Welcome to episode 62 of the Current Backloggers. The date is April 22nd. I'm your host, Casey P. Oh, and my good friend and co-host has returned, Cody J.
That was
Cody.
terrible.
You can open your eyes now. How are you?
Kind of liked him close.
Because you could picture me and it kind of just like seducing you.
Mm-hmm. I think with the lighting here, too, it feels like I'm ascending to heaven.
That voice, kind of heavenly.
Mm-hmm.
So that fits it.
Yeah. No, it was 30 minutes late tonight because I pulled my back getting up out of bed.
Well, it's okay. As I said, it's April 22nd, so I also delayed the show. Usually we do on Wednesdays and it's Thursday. So that's okay, but you going to recover?
Yeah. It's just I have a sciatica. Is that the term? I sound like an old man, but yeah. It flares up, but today was special. I was trying to like scoot myself out of bed, and I just pulled it. Just takes your breath away. You know what I'm talking about? That.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you audible yell, like there's no control over it. My doctor, they said don't worry about it unless this is I guess a thing. If you ever do something to your back and your back hurts, you're usually fine. Of course, you know there's certain times that you're not. But he said if you ever become incontinent, so if you ever shit your pants or piss yourself when you hurt your back, go to the doctor immediately. He said that's what they told me.
That's why you've been to the doctor so much recently?
Yeah. I said if you ever shit yourself or piss yourself when you hurt your back, go to the doctor. Because I guess there's a certain nerve in your back. You could permanently damage it. I don't know if that means you just, for the rest of your life, you just shit your pants and piss yourself.
I hope so.
So I'm just riding it out. I do have a storage of, I think somewhere in the house is the little supply of muscle relaxer, but I hate it. You ever used it?
I don't think I have.
Puts me in a coma, man. I sleep like 24 hours. I hate it. It works, though.
What if I relax your muscles instead?
I mean, what? But that's the thing, too. What if it relaxes your muscles so much you shit your pants and you think it's your back? You go to the doctor for it. Also, I need to keep losing weight, man, because they say that helps your back. Shocker. You get 100 pounds off your body and your fucking spine is alleviated. Surprising.
Have you looked into the P&P diet?
Piss and poop?
Pizza and pib?
Pizza and pib.
Yeah, it's been
That-
working
I feel
for
like-
me.
Tastes a lot better than piss and poop.
It definitely does.
That
Unless you
sounds
get
like a
Papa
really good
John's
diet.
and like, well, I was going to say in Pepsi, but that still works with pee.
I watch that Competitive Eaters. I watch a lot of Competitive Eaters online. Guy ate 7 pizzas. Or he did 7 and a bite. Or 6 and a bite. Jeff.
Pesos?
Yeah, Jeff Bezos. But he would like him. He's super Bostonian.
I would not.
Jeff Asper. He ate 7 pizzas, but this looked like your pizza place. It's in Boston, and they're known for using just a tad of sauce. It looked good.
Yeah, you have to send me the link so I can see what it is.
Yeah, man, the crust is like in between pan pizza and regular pizza, and I've never seen crust like this. I was like, next time we're at PAX, we gotta find this place.
If we're at PAX again.
We will, buddy.
No, I think so too. I think it's just a matter of when, not if.
Oh.
I'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
But what have you been up to? You haven't been here for a couple of weeks. It's been a while, as we said before we started.
It's been a while. I have a coworker that's super into gardening.
Mm-hmm.
He got me into gardening. Started my crops, as the kids say. Started germination. Tomorrow I'm going to plant some little solo cups. Got some sprouts in a baggie right now. It's actually pot.
And then, when are you going to break up with your girlfriend and go with a man?
Oh, shit. Well, I'd only get with you, honey, so.
No.
Got to break up with
Looks
your
like
girl
you're
first.
single.
Oh. But yeah, so I started a little garden. Got a bunch of plastic pots for it.
It's not good for the environment.
That's right. It's a single-use plastic.
Oh, well, never mind then.
That's it though.
It's
Just
Earth Day, in case you didn't know.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so pretty disrespectful.
Nice, yeah, I know. Speaking of that, we had snow.
We did. Yeah.
That's weird.
And I think 2 days from now it's going to be 80 degrees. The hottest it's been this year so far.
That's crazy. Global warming, am I right?
You're right.
It's odd weather.
I didn't mind the snow. I know everybody's complaining about it, and I said on here weeks ago that I had enough snow, and I did. If it stuck around, it would have been terrible, but it was kind of cool waking up and just seeing everything covered in snow, especially because the roads weren't covered, so that's the best part.
Exactly.
And then the weirdest thing was, by the time I went on break, which was 5 hours from when I saw that snow, there was not any snow anywhere. This is, like, see, listen to a movie is fucking weird. Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah, what is this?
It's cherry Dr. Pepper, which there's already supposed to be a lot of people think there's cherry in Dr. Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think it just kind of tastes like Dr. Pepper, more cherry, but it kind of just doesn't at all.
Less cherry.
Yeah, and not really much like Dr. Pepper to me.
Very bland.
Yeah. That's what I thought when I tried it. They've had it for a while. I was like, you know what? I need to give it another try because there's no reason that shouldn't be good, if not better. But it still holds true.
Yeah, very bland.
Yeah.
Less cherry than the original.
The cans are kind of cool too, but besides that, nothing really going on there.
Yeah, it reminds me of like when you're sick and you can't taste anything, but you're still drinking pop.
Or when you get cherry cough medicine when you're sick.
Ugh.
It's not actually that bad, but it has a hint of that. So,
I just had a dinosaur noise myself.
I heard that. Anything besides gardening and breaking your back? It'd be funny when you do your gardening and break your back at the same time.
I know, I'm turning to an old man.
You could shit your pants and use it as fertilizer.
Yeah, so that's always comforting though, because I'm always like, oh shit, my back's hurting, but it's like I didn't shit my pants, I'm fine.
Oh shit, my back's hurting. I get it.
Mm-hmm. And I still need to keep losing weight.
Nothing besides that though.
Oh no.
I gotcha. I am back on the overtime game at work. It's been
Same here, buddy.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I got to start paying for all these trips I talked about in the podcast a couple weeks ago. So I'm going to do that. I actually have enough in savings to do it, but I'd rather have all my monies already accounted for and not be touched. So try and get money that I didn't plan for already.
Yeah.
Pay for everything. But besides that, I went to Cincinnati, as you know, to watch the Reds destroy the Cleveland baseball team. I almost
The Cleveland baseball team's getting shit on by the Yankees right now too.
Oh, well, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
The worst team in the American League they're getting shit on by. That's amazing. And then that was great. The Reds dominated them. They won 2 of 3, so the Cleveland baseball team has to sweep the next series to take the Ohio Cup. So go
The Reds
Reds.
haven't had the cup in a long time.
Yeah, I think 5 seasons. So this is a year. But besides that, when we were in Cincinnati, it was me and a friend of the show, Trevor, and our friend Aaron went down there. And we had some La Rosa's, great pizza. We went to Wahlburgers because I'd never had it. And I haven't had Wahlburgers in a while. You remember that from Boston?
Oh, yeah.
It was good stuff. And then scooted around downtown and over into Kentucky to go to Newport Aquarium and GameWorks over there. It was still there, the one I told you about. It's definitely more like Dave & Buster's. They just pretty much have the name of GameWorks there now.
Oh, they still have the name GameWorks.
Oh, yeah. It's officially GameWorks. I have a card and everything from there. So that's kind of cool. But as far as the inside, it's if it didn't say GameWorks outside, you would just think it's Dave & Buster's or anything else like that. But that's actually all I've been up to this week is that and working overtime. So we can get into things that you forgot about from the week before. Did you have anything, sir?
Yeah, I got a few things, actually. Mainly directed at Ryan.
Is this for corrections or just things you forgot about?
Corrections.
Okay.
Is it the next segment?
Yeah, that's
okay. Nice. Yeah, go for it, buddy.
Well, Ryan's already going to have a correction for you, so I'll just say it for him. You're supposed to say, just that I love you.
Oh, yeah. I think I've done that. That was really early on.
Okay, because I felt crazy. He's like, he does it every time. Really?
I don't think so. I think it's a couple times.
All right. Well, Ryan, you can go back through every episode and figure out how many times it was for us and comment it. But the only thing I forgot was in the news last week, we forgot to talk about the new Nintendo Switch Lite. I don't know if you saw it. It's the blue Nintendo Switch Lite. It's a fresh new blue, as Nintendo calls it. Have you seen it?
No, anything different?
It's just a color variation. I just think it looks really cool. It kind of reminds me of the original GameCube.
Oh, it does. Indigo.
Yeah, it kind of looks more purple in this picture, but it says blue 3 times. So I don't know if the picture's not doing justice, but I think it looks cool right there. It's $199 coming out on May 21st, so the same price as all the other Switch Lites. I just wish that's so cool, and I love the color of it. I just wish that still the Switch Lite could connect to the dock in some way.
Yeah.
I actually like the look and the feel of the Switch Lite more, but there's just something about not being able to put it on the dock, and the fact that it's called a fucking Switch and you can't switch it is still humorous. But that's all I had, so we can get to corrections, question, and feedback if you want to start with your friend, Ryan McEmails.
Ryan, I listen to every non-Cody episode. I don't know why you listen or get on here and like just start shitting on everybody that listens to the show like we don't listen to it. I think you did it to Derek the week prior.
D-Dubs, yeah. That's why I said he was like, oh, here comes the hit list again. He's
Yeah.
Like
Also, yeah, that Mikey's Late Night Slice was easily one of the worst things I've ever ate. Mikey's, I'm starting to realize it might be to millennials like Applebee's is to boomers or our parents' generation.
Uh-huh.
Or like Olive Garden is to our parents.
Uh-huh.
The inside kind of looks like reminds you of like a flea market kind of exploded in there. They also do that kind of like, wow, we're so crazy and zany and wild. And they blare rap music with the curse words. Ooh. I saw the new one has a bar in it. But yeah, the people who work there are really fucking rude. They're really friendly when they come in and they act like it's a privilege that you're even existing, that they let you exist.
Yeah, guy's a major douche.
It's like Dick's Last Resort, but it's not as funny.
Yeah, and it's not part of the stick where it's actually expected.
Yeah, you didn't volunteer for it. They also use terrible nicknames too. I've noticed every time I go in there, like, what can I do for you, boss? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's when D-Dubs asked him for some napkins. Fresh out, bub.
Yeah, bub. Yeah, fresh out, bub. Or captain. Then they name their shit like a cringy Deadpool or Rick and Morty episode or something like. Oh, this pizza or this candy is actually called unicorn poop. I don't know. Or like dumb. I'm trying to think of something like Deadpool name like chimichanga for your mama, and it's just pizza. It has nothing to do with Mexican food. I also think the people that make their menu, they have no culinary arts skills. They kind of throw shit together. We talked about it. They kind of throw shit together like stoned out 7-year-olds or something.
Uh-huh.
Like here I have something I think that they would sell there, or a meeting they would have. Chicken tender ranch spaghetti pizza. Like they just combined all these like stoner foods on pizza.
Uh-huh.
I hate it. They like staple albums to the wall, or just I don't know. We're wild and zany and crazy. But anyway, so the mac and cheese pizza that we went there for, had like a soup the whole thing was like a consistency of soup. Brian picked up his piece and everything slid off. You guys didn't mention it though. What did Danielle think of it?
Oh, we didn't?
No.
We didn't tell her anything. I said how there's this stuff on it, like I told you. I would tell her like the heads up on what the ingredients are, but I didn't say any opinions on it. And she started biting on it, and Ryan was staring at her, and she just kept eating it, and he looked at me. And she said, yeah, it's pretty good. And I just kept eating it.
Yuck. It was really greasy too, very greasy, and it like put a film in your mouth. The cheese reminded me of like a Cheez-It cheese. And then At the end of oh shit! Sorry, everybody listening. I just hit the mic. At the end of the cheese, like the center of the pizza was like a puddle of bacon ranch dressing, and everything was really hot. Slid off the pizza. It was disgusting. But I eat trash, and I have a thing about food going to waste. So I ate a couple pieces.
You ate more trash.
Yep. Also, Ryan, what is so fucking hard about saying pretzel burger? I feel like you add something to it every time you bring it up. I know pretzel and burger are complete opposites, and it probably confuses you. But I definitely don't get this is a quote from the episode, sausage, bacon, chicken burger. I don't know what the fuck that is. You literally added, it's just 2 terms, pretzel burger, and you added 3 terms. Can you imagine a sausage, bacon, chicken burger? It's 4 meats.
Sounds like the way you're talking about with Mikey's meeting.
Oh, yeah, that would be a fucking, what's up, bub? How's it going, Captain? We got the sausage, bacon, chicken burger pizza. Also, you were on a keto diet and you went to the land of fried foods. And then you complained Sheetz was bad because of that.
Well, and because they were out of coffee.
Oh, that's right.
Or they didn't have it out because of, yeah.
Also, for the 100th time, I don't love Lost, nor do I prefer it. I want to finish it. I think like I've said plenty of times, I think I've been spoiled by shows like, Better Call Saul or True Detective. And I'm not big into dramas, so it has to be the best of the best for me to get into it. And for me, that's not Lost. And because Casey loves it so much and plans all these big events, I want to finish it. And I'm curious what the hell happens at the end.
How many episodes do you have left?
I think a season.
Oh, okay. Let me know. Catch up. Like, you asked if I wanted to watch the end again. I definitely will, so let me know.
Okay, will do. And I thought maybe because it's so old. Well, it's not that old, but you know what I'm saying? This older show. But The Sopranos and The Wire, which were similar eras, I also watched at the same time. I thought were amazing. I think, too, he said Cody has a problem about buying video games. And no shit, Ryan.
I'm sure we'll see that later in this episode.
Oh, yeah. There's a big load. The way I look at it, man, is I don't have a car payment.
Oh, yeah.
My mortgage is very low for the percentage of our... It's, I don't know. It's the only thing I really spend money on. I was trying to... Because I was like, man, I go to restaurants maybe twice. Like yesterday I went to Culver's, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I said...
I'm jealous.
My mom's never had it before. I was like, so good. But me and Renee were telling her about how when Casey says a place is good, it's usually pretty fucking good. It's insane how cheap their stuff is too for how high quality it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, yeah, we got to get you I think I was calling them cement or something. Like they have something called cement. I think it's concrete. What's the correct term? Yeah. But so we did that. I think that's the only ones I have. I'm sure there's more, but I can't really think of them right now.
Ryan will probably let you know in the comments.
But I did, when we went pawn shopping, though, I did max out my, pretty close to it. I think I bought a couple more games after my monthly budget.
Huh. I don't usually do that with you. I felt like that was usually less than normal. I guess not.
Oh, no. I was just paying retail. It's usually what gets me. But yeah.
Okay. Well, we don't have any email from James this week. He said he couldn't think of anything. And we talked about this a few weeks ago about doing an email from forever ago from James about the our favorite exclusive on the current generation, I think what his question was. And we said we'd do one for every system we've owned or that we consistently played. So since Cody hasn't been here, we haven't done it because Ryan would just say something PC and that'd be it. So we're going to do it next week. James, we'll have that for you. We do have a...
I did forget something.
What's that?
You're talking heavy shit about GTA.
Oh, yeah. You've heard that before.
Yeah. How dare you say it's not narrative driven?
it's definitely not narrative driven. There's a story to it, but
it's like a Guy Ritchie movie. It's like a big, long heist movie. How dare you say the narrative's not there? The attention to detail Rockstar puts into things. I was just so upset you said those things.
well, any game that gets the luxury of a 6 to 10 year cycle would have amazing detail.
Yeah, I would get that there's been a huge delay. Back in the PS2 era, it was like every couple of years they've dropped something.
Yeah.
But have you looked into like the AI and engines behind Red Dead, the new one?
No.
It's insane.
That's the only.
The decay. Like you shoot somebody and like come back weeks later in the game and their body's still there, just decayed.
Did they change anything else, like making the mission quest good, or like the shooting mechanics good enough for a real shooter? Or
It's not a shooter, Casey.
No,
Ryan
it's
brought up a
not.
great point that it's a simulation.
yeah, he couldn't explain to me what it was simulating, but he did say it was a simulation.
Simulating life.
What life?
The life of a gangster, dude. Gotta live life on the edge.
Huh. I guess all the gangsters I know of are nothing like GTA.
I mean, sorry, they should have had missions where you shoot the bad guy and then kill the big bad guy. And you go through each level. And then there's a level where you drive a car and then a plane and then... would that have been better for you?
I think Casey brought up a good point when he said that put any of these mechanics into one game and they would fall apart. And I get that it's not those games, but what other aspect could you be like, yeah, this game does everything extremely mediocre? Like, what could you apply that to? And people go, wow, that's pretty groundbreaking.
I don't see that though. I think it's just like Uncharted shooting wise.
Really?
Wise. Yeah.
I think people already say Uncharted is not a very good shooter, but I don't think it can come close to Uncharted even.
See, I put Uncharted and GTA in similar aspects.
Wow.
Story wise, shooting wise.
That is crazy to me.
Also, GTA sells crazy amount of copies. Each month it's on that list.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's a success. We'll get into sales later. I don't think sales always show it. There's literally still 2 Call of Duty games in the top 10 for sales. And
That's nuts.
So I don't think sales always tell it, because you had to say Justin Bieber is one of the biggest artists of all time, or like one of the best artists of all time, if you go by sales.
He's not for me.
No, I
He's
know.
incredibly successful though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That I don't think that equates to greatness based off of that.
I think you're a fucking hipster.
You think so?
No. I just think GTA is not your thing.
No, and I tried every Rockstar game, and it's not just GTA. So even their less popular ones don't do it for me. The one that I like the most is the one that's most hated on is State of shit.
I was gonna say State of Emergency. Yeah. That's before you started saying that, that's what popped in my mind.
And I'm sure it'd suck ass now, but it was fun at the time.
Was that them though? Did they make that, or did they publish it?
I don't know.
I don't remember either.
As a kid, if you just see the Rockstar logo, you say, "Oh, it's them," but it's possible somebody else actually made it.
Had a cool premise.
Yeah, maybe that's why it was actually decent, because it wasn't them. We do have an email. I think it'd be more fitting if you read it. I don't know if you saw this one.
Oh, I did, yeah.
Okay.
But I gave her shit because it's not even for me. I can't answer this. This is from Renee. How's it going, guys?
Good. How are you?
Not game related, sorry. But Casey, I was wondering where Hawaiian Shirt Wednesdays come from. Growing up, we used to have a themed days for softballs we would wear that day. What? Oh, as to what we would wear that day. For example, we would have Superhero Day and would wear superhero gear for practices. Or we could have Animal Day, Crazy Sock Day, USA Day, Jersey Day, etc. Fucking nerds. This continues until it was senior in high school. This continued until I was a senior in high school. The only day that was always the same theme was Sunday. On that weekends, we would have tournaments and the coaches would wear Hawaiian shirts because it was Hawaiian Shirt Sunday. I love the coincidence. Too funny.
What days did you say they did?
Animal Day,
Oh,
Crazy Sock Day.
did you try not, was this not a joke or a bit?
Or we would have Animal Day. What? No, missing it.
Totally thought you said anal day.
Anal Day.
Then you started smiling, so I thought you threw that in there and just acted like it was
Animal
part of it.
Day.
Okay.
Anal Day. Crazy Sock Day. USA Day. Jersey Day. Man, Renee, you were part of the cool kids, weren't you, in school? Yeah, I don't. Do you also know Hawaiian shirts are actually racist now?
Are they?
Yeah, you didn't know about that?
No, I'm not surprised, but
Yeah, they call them the Big Igloo Boys. The Boogaloo.
no, I didn't hear anything about this.
It's a right-wing group that's trying to incite a revolution. And they dress like Magnum P.I., who wears Hawaiian shirts.
And also, I bet actual Hawaiians aren't offended by it at all, but that's not relevant.
Yeah, so you guys are just fucking racist.
Well, what's new, though?
Mm-hmm. So should I answer this one, Casey?
Yeah.
Something's going on.
He can't answer. So
No, I can't.
So Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday started at my work because me and my friend Bill, the other Casey, so I call him Bill, we were just really stupid and we're like, we should do Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday starting next week. And it was just me and him the first week. And we had a lot of naysayers and everybody said, nobody's going to do it. And there's some strong naysayers still there. But after like a month of doing it, we had more than half the warehouse wearing them.
Really?
Yeah, and at our official meetings we used to have each day before all this nonsense started, the one of the managers, every time we had those on, we'd always be like, hello, how's it going? And start the meeting. They'd be like, aloha, and start it with us. And
Oh, really?
yeah, so it became a thing. And then one of the biggest naysayers was another supervisor. So I think he would get really annoyed because he was like, nobody's going to catch on to this. And then it caught on big time to where
Nice.
another supervisor was doing it.
Wait till I call in and tell them about the Boogaloo Boys.
So that's where Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday came from. And then me and Bill thought there should be a day for everything else. We didn't. Right now it's only Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, but we had Monday was Muscle Shirt Monday. Tuesday was Tank Top Tuesday. Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. And then he's off Thursday, I'm off Friday, so there wasn't anything those days. And then Sunday was Sunglasses Sunday. But he is terrible at commitment. You want to hear what this guy did?
What's that?
He, when we had this idea of Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday, he told me I'm to never forget it. And I was like, I gotta be honest with you, I'm gonna try my best, but there's gonna be like family emergencies that come up. There's gonna be some days I just am running late and forget it. And he's like, you can never forget this. Put some in your trunk. If you forget it, then you'll have it with you. I was like, okay. And to the point where he was sending me memes of 9/11 that said never forget to remind me about Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday.
Nice.
And I never missed one unless I was out of work. But even one time I forgot to take one, and I literally went to Walmart to buy it before. And then this motherfucker has a nerve, probably 7 times now, to not wear it.
Wow.
And I call him out on it. And then he does the hip new things that all the victims do. He'll make sure somebody else is around. This guy's giving me a hard time because I forgot it. I mean, it's snowing outside. Am I really going to remember? That was the most recent one because it was snowing. And then everybody else, I sound like a fucking crazy person because people don't know that he fucking lectured me about if I can never forget, if there's a family emergency, and send me 9/11 memes. So then we're like, yeah, man, I don't know why you're giving such a hard time. You just forgot. It's not a big deal. No, just like a fucking crazy man. But that's Hawaiian Shirt Wednesday. It's the only one that is around right now. We took a break for the winter, like I said. And then all the other ones stopped once winter started, naturally. Besides, Sunglasses Sunday lasted one Sunday because I told Bill, I was like, that sounds like a terrible idea. At the time, half of our lights were out the warehouse. And I was like, it's already dark in here. It sounded like a terrible idea, but I'm not going to lie. I was like, but I'm down for it. And then me and him are the only ones that show up in them. look real douchey walking around the warehouse. You can barely see. I was like, oh my God. I committed to it though, but I was like trying to look through the lenses. And then we come back from break, and I see him. Bill, where the hell's your sunglasses? Dude, it's dark as shit in here. I'm not going to be able to work like this. I'm like, oh my God. And again, now I just look like a fucking crazy person, even though.
You know what else probably makes you look like a fucking crazy person?
What's that?
Calling someone by the name of Casey Bill. Probably doesn't help your cause. Why are you wearing sunglasses?
Well, I call him Billy sometimes, so that'd
Billy?
be better. Or Will or William. It's kind of crazy to me that name can be 4 different names and all have the same name.
I mean, warehouses you gotta have some pretty like big normies working there. Some straight edge people. They're probably really confused by you. Wearing Hawaiian shirts and sunglasses. And
They definitely were. Yeah, when I started, a lot more of my weirdness is coming out now, but I feel like anytime I first did things that are kind of weird, people get real uncomfortable. But now there's a whole group of people that are just along with it and feed off of it.
You're a leader.
That's right. To the point where there's this 50-year-old man that works with me, and there was a push cart, and I was working with him, and he can barely speak English. Is the best part. Casey, and I turned around, and this motherfucker was twerking the cart in the air, and he was hitting up with his ass, and then it slammed back on the ground. And he was just fucking twerking it. And I was like, what the hell is going on right now?
You bring the weird out in people. I like it.
Yeah, this guy, he was never rude, but he's just kind of guy that just didn't really say anything. It just always worked. And then next thing you know, he's twerking up a fucking push cart and slamming on the ground.
Best out in people, man. That's great.
So that hopefully that explains the your question there. I was trying to give it a little more excitement than just we decided to do on Wednesdays. Have some backstory with it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any corrections, question, or feedback, you can send it to currentbackloggers@gmail.com. And then should we get into the news, buddy?
I know we probably shouldn't date our fans, but she sounded pretty hot.
Yeah, I think you lost your chance though because I feel like I could just see Ryan criticizing this email when you're reading it, even though we've seen how he reads stuff, and I do too. That's why I don't criticize. But as you're doing that, I was just picturing him getting defensive for her.
Yeah, Renee, find me on social media. Hit me up.
That's kind of weird.
Sound pretty hot.
Well, I'll talk to you about that after. I saw something real weird before we started the podcast.
You know, I've been getting these text messages. Spam. You ever got spam text messages?
I think so.
These are pretty good.
Yes, I know I have.
This one's came from an email too. I don't know how they send me text messages through an email. But this is from dancingdiva7292@gmail.com. Heart emoji, heart emoji. Hello, mister. Heart emoji, heart emoji. Heart emoji, heart emoji. I'm looking to get my pussy licked until I squirt and for someone to fuck me for hours. Heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji. I want to sit on your face. If you agree, question mark, heart emoji, heart emoji. Knock me now. And then they give me a link to click on to knock her now.
So how did it go?
Oh, I got another one though too, somewhere in here. This one's from a phone number. It also comes with a link for me to click. Almost accidentally clicked it just now. It says, make every girl scream out loud! Exclamation point. We guarantee this will grow your dick 2.5 inches at least in 3 weeks.
That one definitely sounds more like it was your search history. Kind of like when Facebook has like the targeted ads.
Yeah, I could see that. You sure I'm looking to get my pussy licked until I squirt would not also be in that?
No, I don't think so.
Someone to fuck me for hours?
Maybe like...
Knock me now.
I don't think people say that.
No, that's not a saying.
Wow. That's something.
Hot.
That's something. You got any more texts you want to share with us?
No, I see if I had any more, but they're mostly just like, hey, you want an Amazon gift card? Not make me squirt. I hate that term, squirt. That is...
What about the drink called Squirt?
That is good.
Yeah.
And they started making
Squirt.
a Diet Squirt too. Yeah. I always joke with Renee too, since they make Squirt Zero Squirt.
Mm.
Yep.
That's the case when you're around. Ho!
Oh.
If you want to start the news off, you can, buddy.
Okay, let me pull it up here. Okay, story number 1. This one's from CNET. PlayStation Plus movies. Weeks after announcing plans to drop movie and TV show purchases from the PlayStation Store, Sony is testing a new video streaming services for PlayStation Plus subscribers. I had to burp. You probably might smell that. I gotta get the fuck out. We gotta get that out of here. That's gonna be terrible. Called PlayStation Plus Video Pass. The service is getting a 1-year trial run in Poland. What?
I know.
The fuck? We see this as an opportunity to collaborate with Sony Pictures Entertainment to test new benefits that aims to add value for PlayStation Plus members. A PlayStation spokesperson told CNET. At launch, the service includes 15 movies and 6 television shows from Sony Pictures catalogs. Sony has TV shows? With plans to refresh the lineup with new titles each quarter to watch. Users in Poland can download all 6 of them. Polish users can download the PlayStation Plus Video Pass app to their PlayStation 4 or PS5. How many PS5s are actually in Poland? I want that number. All that is needed is a PlayStation Plus subscription, which already grants gamers access to online play as well as free monthly games and discounts. In an interview with Polish site Spider's Web, Nick Mcguire, Sony Interactive's Vice President of Global Services, said that the films available at launch include Venom, Blade Runner, Baby Driver, Arrival, and more. I'm excited that we are introducing this test service in Poland. All 6 of them are very happy and have been high-fiving. Mcguire told the site, suggesting that gamers in the region show strong interest in video on demand, making the regions a good fit for a test run. For us, this is perfect combination. For us, this is the perfect combination. The perfect market to introduce test services as part of they really don't overload the servers is what it is. PlayStation Plus program and see what our key users think about it, Mcguire said. PlayStation didn't... How are they just going to skip over that went to Poland? I don't get it. PlayStation didn't have any other details to share with CNET about the future of streaming services beyond its initial test run in Poland. From IGN, a new benefit is available for limited time on PlayStation Plus. PS Plus Video Pass's trial service. Only available in Poland. That's a weird one.
Yeah, and that's from April 21st, 2021 to April 22nd, 2022. That's the weird part to me because Poland, it is funny seeing that and it's odd. But you have to assume that is the reason because it's not a huge market and it's a good test bed. And if things go wrong, there's not going to be a ton of backlash from it, so it's a good way to test it. But the weird part to me is that it's a fucking year-long test. That seems like something they would do in the background, like on their end, or something that they do for a couple months.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that they're listing everything they have on there, which also it doesn't seem like very many. I know it said it will change, but that seems like a very small amount for what seems like trying to be like a Netflix type thing. I noticed that'll be included in PlayStation Plus, which I think that's a good idea, and it kind of makes more sense why they removed all the videos on the PlayStation Store now. I still think that's a little odd because you can have both, but I'm sure they're going to try and push for that, so that's probably the reason. But the weird part to me, like I said, is that it's for an entire year, and there's already like graphics of it out there and everything, what it looks like. So it's weird that it seems so official and so soon, but apparently is way in the distance, and what that'll even mean by then.
Yeah, I have so many streaming services and barely get through them, so I don't think this really changes too much for me.
Yeah, if it was its own service, I think that'd be a big mistake, but the fact that it's wrapped up in PlayStation Plus, I think is a good call. I know a lot of articles, I think this one did it, mentioned it maybe, talking about how they need to do this to compete with Game Pass and add more value.
Solid as well.
I don't think that's really an argument. I think it adds value, but I don't think that adding videos can compare to, even if those Netflix videos can really compare to what Game Pass is when you're talking about games.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that big of a catalog. But I was wondering why Blade Runner wasn't on any streaming services.
Yeah.
Trying to find it the other day at work.
I'm kind of surprised that Baby Drivers and kind of things getting held back and canceled since Kevin Spacey's in it, and it's literally called Baby Driver. The jokes are too easy, and we see how people react to things.
That's right, man.
It's a really good movie, though.
So, kind of good segue.
Oh.
From IGN, who's your daddy? Question mark. Hulu has made a 10-episode straight-to-series order for a sequel to How I Met Your Mother called How I Met Your Father. This sounds so bad.
I love it.
Fucking can't stand that show. This news comes by the way of a reporter from The Hollywood Reporter. What? This news comes by the way of a report from Hollywood Reporter, which says Hilary Duff is set to star in the comedy television series. Why is this an acronym?
I literally was deleting that and then putting the full thing, and I was like, no, I gotta leave all these in here.
This is terrible. So there's an acronym for... Yeah, you been watching any more of Him? Dude, that last season of Him? What the fuck? HIMY.
Sounds like a new pronoun.
Yeah, right? I feel it does. It's I identify as him. It's like on Mondays I'm a him. Him? I feel like it's easier to say How I Met Your Mother. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't think anybody calls that. I feel like it makes sense in an article to shorten things, but I don't think anybody, even the biggest fans, fucking call
Jesus. Him creators Carter Bays and Craig Thomas. That's exactly how I'd expect their names to be. The creators of How I Met Your Mother. Carter Bays and Craig Thomas. This summer they make a hit TV show. Him. Do you love laugh tracks and corny, cringy jokes? Him.
I don't love laugh tracks, but I do love great comedy and amazing story.
Are returning to the sequel series to executive produce alongside this is Us showrunners Isaac Aptaker and Elizabeth Berger. Aptaker and Berger will also oversee him. God damn it. How I Met Your Father, or Himimif. Wonder why I want my show to be called. Oh, Himimif is where I recognize as a him on Fridays. We are beyond excited to bringing How I Met Your Father. You mean Himimif? To Hulu. Apcar and Berger told THR? What is THR? Why is there acronyms?
I'm guessing that's a Hollywood Reporter because they mentioned that earlier.
Oh, the Hollywood, which also sounds like another gender. Carter and
Pronoun.
Oh, pronoun, yeah. Carter and Craig's iconic original series revolutionized Western society is being whittled away. Slowly and slowly. Series revolutionized the half-hour comedy, and we are so honored to be carrying the torch forward to the next generation. And with Hilary Duff, no less. Wow. The two said they can't wait for audiences to meet Sophie, who will be played by Duff. Oh my... First of all, spoilers. Sophie, who will be played by Duff, and her crew, while watching them come into their own and find love in modern-day New York City. I have never been more excited to smash my TV. What the fuck, dude? This news comes month after Duff announced that a Disney Plus reboot to Lizzie Mcguire. See, I like that. I'll probably watch that. Oh, Jesus. She continued to star in Paramount Pictures Plus. Younger since then and will now star in Himif. I've been incredibly lucky in my career to play some wonderful characters, and I'm looking forward to taking the role of Sophie. Duff told There. As a huge fan of How I Met Your Mother, I'm honored and even a little nervous that Carter and Craig would trust me in the sequel of their baby. Isaac and Elizabeth are going, and they can't wait to work alongside of them and all their genius. They come into their own and find love in modern-day New York City. According to THR, Hulu's official logline for the sequel series is following. In the near future, Sophie is telling her son the story of how she met his father. A story that catapults us back to the year 2021. Oh, so this is not related to How I Met Your... Or, I'm sorry. Himama. Oh, how many stupid jokes is there going to be about Trump? Coronavirus, quarantine. I bet Hillary Duff was in quarantine and she got knocked up. There was nothing else to do. We were staying home and saving lives.
I hope there's none of that.
Where Sophie and her close-knit group of friends are in the midst of figuring out who they are and what they want out of life. And how to fall in love in the age of dating apps and limitless options. I have never been more excited to cancel my internet service. A premiere date of the window has not been yet determined for Himif. How I Met Your Mother ran for 9 seasons. Whoops. I just turned on vanish mode by accident. That's how my phone was tired of looking at that. Okay, Jesus Christ. I gotta scroll through all of this. Himif, Hillary.
Should be the last part there.
A premiere date, according to THR, Hulu's official logline for the sequel series is following. In the near future, Sophie is telling it. See, we already read this. This is how
it's just the last.
Unimpactful. A premiere date, blah, blah, blah. How I Met Your Mother ran for 9 seasons. You're right. Consisting of 208 episodes from the years 2005 to 2014. How I Met Your Father is the first sequel of 3 attempts to lift off the ground. According to THR, back in 2016, a spinoff was developed, and about 6 months later, reports came out 20th Century Fox was looking into new ways to revive Himima.
See, did you realize that one was different there?
How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah, you've been saying How I Met Your Father so far.
Oh.
So the acronym.
Himima.
Okay.
Yeah, I will definitely be watching that.
Really?
Yeah, I fucking hate How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother is fantastic. It's a great show.
Neil Patrick Harris slept with a woman, but in real life he's actually gay?
See, that whole thing is hilarious because if you watch him...
Oh, it's so quirky, dude.
It's not quirky.
Dude, when I turned it on, bro, shit, we bought a 6-pack of local brewed beer, and we had a wild night. We went to Olive Garden.
These are all things I hate.
We went to Olive Garden, and then we cracked open that 6-pack.
I think you like Olive Garden.
I fucking love Olive Garden. Such a great place.
But How I Met Your Mother is a fantastic show. That joke is great. Not because it's quirky, but he plays it so well that if you didn't know he was gay, he just seems like the biggest generic douche in the world that just gets with every girl. So he plays it so well. This I will watch because I love the series, but I have very low expectations for this. The fact that none of the actors are involved isn't too surprising because I know a lot of them. Well, for sure, what's his name? Jason Segel. He was saying he wanted to end it for a while. Yeah. I don't know about the other ones, but I know he was for sure.
I like him.
Oh, yeah, I love him.
Yeah, should have ended after the first episode.
So I'm not surprised that they're not back, but also, so I don't think it's necessarily a sign that it's not going to be good because they didn't sign up because it makes sense they wouldn't. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some stupid cameo or something where they come back in for an episode. But
doesn't he have a stupid acronym for Neil Patrick Harris too? Isn't there
in the show? You mean?
No. In real life.
Yeah.
NPH.
Yeah. NPH.
I'm seeing a theme here.
But I don't have much hope for this. The only thing that makes it a little hopeful is that the original creators are there.
And Hillary Duff.
Well, I guess that gives me hope too. Watch it if you know what I'm saying. But
You know, she was married to the NHL player.
mm-hmm.
There's some paparazzis that snap photos of after she got proposed to of her giving him head.
Yeah, you told me that.
She's a celebrity crush, goes way back for me. So
Yeah, so I think at bare minimum you get that. You get be able to see Hillary Duff, especially she's only gotten better as you might have seen. Well, I guess you would have to because if we went back then it'd be a little creepy because she's a kid.
Speaking of Kevin Spacey, Jesus.
Well, we were around the same age, so then it made sense. But I'm saying looking back on it's a little weird. So you have that going for it. I don't know. That's not obviously to the show's credit. The show itself, I don't have high expectations for. I just love the original series, and so I'll watch it, but it's probably going to suck, unfortunately.
You know what's a really good reboot?
What's that?
Girl Meets World.
Was it?
No, it's terrible.
I didn't watch it.
So bad.
I don't know how this could sound so terrible, and then in the same sense, that's what I'm excited for, the Lizzie Mcguire reboot.
Hell yeah, I love that show, kid.
What sounds have any more promise with that show? That's almost a 1-on-1 comparison. It's even the same person.
Fuck no. Wrong. I wonder if you remember how she had like a little cartoon version of herself?
Uh-huh.
I wonder if it'd be an adult version of it.
You can only hope so.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that show wasn't that great.
Wow.
There was a...
I know a reboot we would agree on. Even Stevens.
I didn't like that show.
Fuck, dude. You know, I'm pretty sure if I would have known you as a kid, I probably would have fought you. I love GTA and Even Stevens.
Well, I enjoyed GTA more back then because it was just a fun game that you can mess around with. It's good for that, but when you actually break it down as what a game's supposed to be good at, it falls apart hardcore.
Thanks, Roger Ebert. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Cool.
He loves video games. He wasn't no video game hater. So there was more news if you scroll back up there.
Oh, was it? I thought I skipped over some.
Yeah, there is a...
I was just so excited to read that.
I can't blame you. I know you're a big, what do you call it? What's your abbreviation?
Hold on, your girlfriend just messaged me. I got to message her back. She says you got a small dick.
She messaged you that?
Yep.
Makes sense. She probably heard what you said.
I don't know if that's an actual response I just said, but I just typed something and sent it. So let's see. Let me go back to Casey's chat here. Casey, pew, it's really cute.
This is the first one's what I thought you were going to start with. And then you said the movies. I was like, oh, this is not nearly as big news. And the first one I think you'll like a lot. You'll probably know what it is. But.
I was going to put it in here if you didn't. Sorry, I didn't go back far enough.
Oh, you're good. That's what I was
From
guessing.
PlayStation Blog, we have more games in store.
You get it?
Oh, in store, yep. Recently notified players that the PlayStation Store for PS3 and PS Vita were planned to end this summer, which is fucking bullshit. Upon further reflection, you mean lots of hate mail, and I think Colin was probably a big part of that too. Upon further reflection, however, it's clear that we made the wrong decision here. No shit. They didn't think to test that or think about that for a second. Meanwhile, all they did was cause retro video games to explode in price, and then they haven't come down yet. Probably take a little bit, but I think they'll plateau and still be expensive. However, it's clear that we made the wrong decision. However, it seemed that $20 games went up to $150 within a few days. We will be keeping the PlayStation Store operational for PS3 and PS Vita devices. PSP commerce functionality will retire on July 2nd, 2021. As planned, when we initially came to the decision to end purchasing support for PS3 and PS Vita, it was born out of a number of factors, including commerce support challenges for older devices and the ability for us to focus more on resources on newer devices, where a majority of our gamers are playing on. Why can't they figure out something where the store includes all of that. You know?
All of
Kind of like how Xbox. Like, I can go on Xbox's store and buy shit for the Series X.
Yeah, that was I thought maybe a fix they could have had.
Yeah.
Is that they would shut it all down, but then it'd be on like the server and just move it over to PS5. But I don't think that was possible, obviously.
Well, I think the whole name change is a great example that they don't ever think ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they have the. Colin mentions how there's no way they have the same talent as Microsoft, which is a little computer company. The challenge for older devices and the ability to focus more on resources on newer devices, where a majority of our gamers are playing on. We see now that many of you are incredibly passionate about being able to continue purchasing classic games on PS3 and PS Vita for a foreseeable future. So I'm glad we're able to find a solution. There was no solution. It was literally just keep it up. I like how they're almost refusing to admit that they lost. I'm glad that we can keep this piece of history alive for gamers to enjoy. We'll just move them over to the next store. I did hear that you can purchase PSP stuff through the PS Vita or PS3 and still put it on your PSP.
You still do a PS3, so maybe you can still do that.
I think so, yeah. Some people are talking about that online. PS4 and PS5 and the next generations of VR. Thank you for sharing your feedback with us. Thank you for wanting to kill all of us.
Yeah, it sounds like in chat support where you're like, go fuck yourself. And I'm glad you're doing great today, Casey.
Yeah, so I just feel good about it, but these games that they caused to explode in value are still up there. They haven't come down. I did notice people rushed and dumped a lot of them on eBay. I'm kind of watching right now to see where bidding goes upon the next lot coming up. So there goes our idea of writing down or coming up with all the games we want to buy before the server shut down.
Yeah, as soon as this came, I was like, oh well, I'll get some if I think about it.
Yeah.
Because still probably only a matter of time until it goes down. Obviously not anytime soon because they want to make an announcement like that. But obviously they're considering it. They're not going to keep it up forever unless they do have some solution to move it to the new store or they have
some sort of legacy
system. Or they add it all to PlayStation Now or something. But I think those are high hopes, even though it shouldn't be. I don't think it. So, yeah, I think it's definitely good news, obviously, and unexpected just because they put out that big message, so I didn't see them going back on it. I don't think they deserve a lot of credit. I'm just saying it's surprising because you don't see that a lot.
No.
PSP is still shutting down. I said at the time I think that's the most reasonable one. Obviously, in perfect world, none of it would ever shut down ever, but I think that one's more than reasonable at this point. So the fact the other two are still up, I think that's most exciting. And then, yeah, that was my whole thought with this, that I'm glad it's there and they don't deserve credit. And also, did they not think this through? Or they not like, yeah, maybe even if we are losing money, which I don't believe they are, I think it's probably just they're not making a ton. Because I know there's a server end and there's maintenance and all kind of stuff, but I know they're not selling as many games as they were, but I can't imagine it takes up that many sales to make up for what they have to do that. Obviously, I have no idea. That's what I'm thinking. So the fact that they didn't balance that on people's opinions on it, like the feedback they would get from it, seems odd to me.
Yeah. I hope these prices go down on PS3 games.
Yeah.
Which once we get to pickups, I've fueled a lot of my pickups. The next one's from GameSpot. Switch, House of the Remakes.
You get it because Switch has nothing but remakes.
Yep. House of the Dead got some very exciting news during today's Nintendo Indie World Showcase. It's funny that it was an Indie World Showcase. It may not be the game series that comes to mind when you're thinking about indie games. Oh.
Yeah.
But a new project actually isn't being handled by Sega Direct. Oh. Original game will be getting a remake for Nintendo Switch, modernized and with multiplayer support, so you and your friends can blast zombies from comfort of your home. Appropriately titled House of the Dead Remake, the game is being published by Forever Entertainment and coming later this year. Casey, you bore me. The company has focused primarily on Switch, also working on Panzer Dragoon Remake and dozens of other games. Though previous games in the House of the Dead series were developed and published by Sega, the company appears to have agreement with Forever on remakes of the first and second games. Only the first game was mentioned during the announcement. In the multiplayer game, you'll suit up as a pair of government agents sent to investigate disappearance only to find hordes of the undead monstrosities. I'm thinking about the voice actors in my head. You remember how terrible that dialogue was in that?
Yeah, I was also
Help!
thinking about the fact that they're explaining a plot. I've never considered a plot in this fucking game.
Really?
Yeah.
The intro? Were you the kid that shot through the intro?
No, I watched it, but I thought I never really thought about substance with this game.
Help!
I definitely did shoot through it after I saw it, like if I redid it or whatever, but the first time, I watched it.
House of the Dead and the Joy-Con controllers on the Switch should make it intuitive. How the game will work on the Switch Lite remains to be seen. I'm excited for this because there's a lot of light gun games that are unplayable on modern televisions.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what they do with that. The House of the Dead franchise, because there's so many light gun games they could bring over.
Yeah.
I'd buy those up in a minute. Because I feel like Xbox and PlayStation have no way of playing that. The House of the Dead franchise, I think computer is probably the best way to play light gun games, which is how I had them on when I was a little kid for the PC. House of the Dead games.
PlayStation does have the Move controllers. They had some good ones on PS3.
Oh, yeah.
And could still do it theoretically with VR and can make some really crazy shit with VR. But
House of the Dead Overkill is like a $150 game now.
Yeah, and I guess they do have VR, the on-rail shooter with the Until Dawn Blood Rush, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And then if Microsoft ever gets this HoloLens thing going, it sounds fucking nuts they could do something.
Let's see what House of the Dead Overkill's going for right now, ladies and gentlemen. See if it's come down at all. 150 would be kind of exaggerating. Overkill, PS3. Whoops. PS3. Okay, it's come way down. Not bad. I must have been looking at some wrong information. It's about a $35 game.
Okay. Which
is not bad, but it's a lot for a PS3 game. Expect that to go up, so we should probably buy that. So, House of the Dead franchise began life as a light gun series in arcades before letting come into other platforms, including Dreamcast. Dreamcast even had a weird one, Typing of the Dead.
Yeah, I think that comes up at the end.
Oh, does it? Scarlet Dawn? What? For later coming to other platforms, including Dreamcast. Its main release was House of the Dead Scarlet Dawn in 2018. Oh, which never released outside arcades. So I never heard of that one. And there's also been a spin-off such as Typing the Dead. Oh. And Bull's critically panned film. I can't say his first name.
Uwe
Boll.
Okay. He can't make movies.
When he freaked out online and said he was gone, he stuck true to that. I haven't heard or seen anything about him since he said that.
Maybe he's just planning something big.
He's working on the Halo series.
Oh, Jesus.
From Polygon, Ubisoft. Oh, sorry. Did you want to say anything about that?
No, I like House of the Dead. I don't really have much attachment anymore. I just know you guys were talking about it, excited about it.
Oh, yeah.
And funny enough, when I was at GameWorks, I did play House of the Dead.
Did you?
Yeah, which is odd.
Help!
Yeah.
Which one did you play?
Can't remember. And it also didn't help because the sound was, I don't think it was broken, but there's no sound on it. I think they turned it off, and that game's dead without sound. Dead. So it was kind of fun, but kind of lame at the same time.
Yeah, those old Sega arcades are amazing, but they're never in good working shape.
Yeah, actually, most of the machines there were really well upkept, but yeah, that one was disastrous.
Really? Yeah, I'm just excited to see what else they'll do with light guns on Switch then.
Yeah.
They could save some of these games. This one's from Polygon, in case you didn't put any title in this one.
That's where I told you could fill in, have your own creativity.
Okay, let me come up with one.
There's a few of those.
You and Me at E3. What do you think, buddy?
Yeah, that's good.
Ubisoft will return as part of E3 2021. Ubisoft announced on Thursday, like last year's event, Ubi's Forward 2021 will be a digital press briefing and will showcase a variety of upcoming Ubisoft titles. The event will stream on Saturday, June 12th at 3 p.m. I need to make sure I cross those days off. Ubi is the first major publisher to announce an E3 2021 showcase. E3 2021 will be a purely digital event this year and starts June 12th. What's the last day for that? Probably the 14th?
15th, I
15th?
think. I think it's 12th through the 15th.
GameSpot.
Just 1 second. I was first going to say that that's how you know it's not Ubisoft. I know you're probably just playing into it, but that sounded so unnatural when you said Ubi Forward. I was like, that sounds terrible. Right? Ubi Forward. And you also know it because unless they're super French and have an accent, everybody at the company that presents says Ubisoft. So I don't know where people came up with the fact that they know how to say it better.
So Ubi?
Yeah. This isn't surprising news. We knew it was coming. I just put in here because it's the first official confirmation we have, and I can't wait for E3.
For sure. This one is from GameSpot. MPD. Watch me pee.
That is it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's something.
The MPD group has published its U.S. sales report for March 2021, and they seem to further confirm that game inclusions on Xbox Game Pass does not doom its sales. Outriders, a surprise hit that launched day and date on service, still managed to put up impressive numbers on Xbox, and according to the charts, it's actually performs similarly to the PlayStation versions. Outriders managed to take the third spot on the Xbox top sellers list for March 21, trailing only to Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. This puts it above other huge games like Casey, you're boring me, man. Madden NFL 21 and Forza Horizon 4, both of which are also available on Xbox Game Pass. The game actually came out April 1st, but the sales data extended to April 3rd. Oh, man. Meaning this just did a few days. It did this just in a few days. It could very well stay on the high list for the next month as well. But Outriders also managed to take the third spot on PlayStation charts, the only trailing to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and Spider-Man Miles Morales. While actually beating Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Outriders was third on the all-platform charts as well, and because many of the games on the list are from last year, it's likely to climb even higher. Given the franchise's huge popularity, it should be a big surprise that Monster Hunter Rise took the top spot for Nintendo Switch March 2021 chart, and it's the only game Nintendo didn't publish on the list at all. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, Mario Kart 8, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and Super Mario 3D All-Stars rounded out the top 5. This might be the last time we see 3D All-Stars on the list, as sales were ended on March 31st. That's crazy. But retailers still have the game in stock in some areas as far as hardware is concerned. The PS5 continues record-setting pace. Through 5 months, it's the fastest-selling console in U.S. history, both in terms of dollar and unit sales. This is despite its limited availability, which may continue through the year due to semiconductor shortages. Those are not the only shortage we have to worry about. You know there's a glue shortage going on?
No.
Causing plywood to go through the roof?
They're not. Through the
roof. Through the roof. Also, don't build homes right now. It's like 3 times the amount of... probably a couple years before you see that come down. So don't get me started on the hyperinflation and the housing bubble.
Keep my eyes glued on it.
There you go, buddy. However, hardware sales overall were up to about 47% compared to a year ago, which was early in the pandemic. March... Oh, sorry. Go ahead, buddy.
I didn't know if you want to talk about that and then top of the sales, or if you want to go over the top 10 there.
We can go over the sales.
Okay. So first off, I put this in there because that's fucking shocking to me that Outriders is selling so well, especially on Xbox. Even on PlayStation, I thought I'd heard it just because people would be upset that the one console's getting it for free, essentially. And I know that there's been a lot of articles posted. You've probably heard about it, how people argue the Game Pass isn't bad for games because the game keeps selling well. But I don't feel like they've ever I've seen evidence that actually backed it up. People just say that. And I don't know if that's true and doesn't really make sense. But this is evidence of it. The fact that it's at the same spot on Xbox as it is on PlayStation sales-wise is fucking bonkers to me that it's in third on both of them. And third overall. It's obviously selling very well. I think it must be a combination of people that have Game Pass and then tell people they have a game and want them to get it, but people won't sign up to Game Pass, so well, I'll just buy it if you already have it. And then also, I'm guessing there's a good portion that don't know that it's on Game Pass and buy it anyways, because I just don't know how the sales could be that high for something like Outriders where it's the same on PlayStation as Xbox when, was there like 25 million Game Pass users that could get it for free because they're already paying for it.
Yeah.
So that is nuts to me to land at the same spot. I'm wondering if something like Halo is going to have the same effect where it is going to sell well, because I told you that was my worry with Halo. I don't see how I know they're going to make money because they're going to do the free-to-play multiplayer and probably have all kinds of microtransactions and everything, make more money than ever. But as far as like what we know as game sales and everything, I don't see how it could possibly do it. This might be evidence that it can do really well, but I'm also wondering if it will be different with something like Halo where Microsoft's pushing hard into Game Pass and everybody knows it's on there.
I think so.
You think it will sell well, you mean?
No.
Oh, you think it'll be the opposite?
Yeah, because remember Gears?
Yeah.
Gears did not sell well.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
But Gears is not Halo.
Yeah. Because I think they're going to push so hard to tell people you get Game Pass and you have Halo.
That was the first big game on Game Pass too, right?
Gears, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like there would have been something sooner.
I mean, first party wise, though.
I thought there was something bigger. That announcement they made at E3 that all Microsoft exclusive would be there.
Scalebound.
Yeah, there you go. For me, it was Gears. So that was crazy to me. There was something else in here. Oh, me and Ryan, I think, talked last week about PlayStation being the highest selling console, and that was just money-wise, but I was like, that's not units. So that's part of why I put that in here, because now it is units, which is fucking bonkers that it's selling that well, especially with the shortages. I saw an article that said that that's the real reason people can't find consoles is that everybody's buying them as soon as they go on sale. So that's some bullshit. They obviously are buying them, but there's obviously not nearly enough.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it just keeps showing, obviously not sales-wise and business-wise because they're making a shitload of money, but as far as consumer, that it would have been definitely best just to delay it till the end of this year. There's no real reason they need to be out, and there's no games pushing the hardware. And if they wait an entire year to be able to build up production, I don't think there would have been any kind of shortage, even with the, I know there's manufacturing issues, but they would have had a year of building up the inventory they have of it.
Well, don't worry, honey. By the time they're readily available, we'll have hyperinflation and housing market will crash.
As long as I get my Halo Xbox, that's, I guess, all that matters.
That's right. So, March 2021 bestsellers for all platforms in U.S. Number 1, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Number 2, Monster Hunter Rise. Number 3, Outriders. Number 4, Super Mario 3D World. Number 5, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales. Number 6, this one's kind of crazy, Mario Kart 8. The fact that there's so many Nintendo exclusive on this
I was
list.
just counting them.
Okay, let me know at the end. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and number 10, Minecraft.
So there's 4, but didn't it say that Monster Hunter one was a Switch exclusive?
Yeah, that's Switch.
Oh, so 5. So they have half the top 10.
Half the top 10.
And Mario
And
Kart.
you know number 10 is a lot of Switch users.
And Mario Kart 8 is a port. Well, Mario Kart 8, I wonder if that's deluxe. I can't imagine it's actually 8, because there's no way. That'd be the Wii U. There's no fucking way that's in the top 10, but that still is crazy that a port of a game from the Wii U is in the top 10, which also goes to the house of the remakes and also shows that the Wii U is a great console that nobody gave a chance because all the top-selling games are consistently Wii U ports.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And then as I mentioned earlier, I can't fucking believe there's 2 Call of Duties in the top 10. That's oh wait, is it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, one had. I just was noticing that's not the case. One had Modern Warfare. I think that must have been a typo.
They're kind of interchangeable though too, because they kind of both work with Warzones. Maybe it's people trying to get skins in both. Or no, it's the same skins, isn't it?
I don't know.
Maybe
how that
weapons. I think weapons are different.
So that was the main thing. That's bonkers. Nintendo's taking up half of that.
They're all. So most of these games came out over a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the most Casey title ever. This is from The Verge. Discord, more like disconcerted.
Wait.
Or what did you just say?
No, it's supposed to say disconnect. I just realized it.
Oh.
Disconcerted.
I think
and that
disconcerted works a little better.
Yeah. That one isn't even actually a diss on Discord.
Hey.
It was just a play on words since it's falling apart with their talks.
Okay. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. I thought for sure Microsoft was going to buy them up.
Mm-hmm.
Discord is ending talks to sell itself to Microsoft or other companies. Wall Street Journal reports the popular online chat app was reportedly talked to sell Microsoft, and their buying shit is insane. Microsoft in March for the price that valued Discord at over $10 billion. Discord was reportedly in talks with at least 3 other companies besides Microsoft, included Amazon and Epic Games. There's another burp. We need to get that out of here. I don't want you to have to smell that. Oh God, not Epic Games. It's a lot of Tencent. According to Bloomberg, but even with big name options, Discord has reportedly decided to stay independent and consider a potential public listing to build on its success. It's a good idea. I probably would buy some of those stocks. By the way, Dogecoin cashed in pretty big with that fucking meme.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
You put $60 in, and I forget what it's up to now.
Oh, so you haven't actually cashed out?
Oh no, I'm in for the long haul, buddy.
You're going to the moon, right?
No, I don't think that'll ever go to the moon. But if it went the same route as Discord, Jesus,
GameStop.
No, not GameStop.
AMC.
Bitcoin.
Oh, Bitcoin. Yeah.
Went the route of Bitcoin, I'd have $150 million. I'll be fine with that. I'll cash out then. I don't want to be like these guys on Twitter that got shamed because they're like, guys, I just made $100. I just sold my Bitcoin for 30 cents. Sitting at $60K now. I would shoot myself in that. I couldn't live with that thought.
So what are you actually at now?
Let's see. I know it dipped here recently, but it blew up for a second. Let's see. It's taking forever to open up my Robinhood. Don't hate on me. Ooh. Never mind. Let's not talk about Dogecoin. Let's not talk about that. You want to see what it did? Do you see that? It just goes.
That's great.
How do you fucking laugh at that? I still made a shit ton of money on it though.
That's for all those the 420 memes. Everybody ruined it. Everybody's like, I know it. I know what's gonna happen. They ruined it.
But I still put in $60, and it's $350 right now. So still a big profit. But that was almost 1,000 a few days ago. Don't hate Casey. Why are you? You're so fucking funny. You're a comedian, dude.
I get that a lot. Thank you.
This logo reminds me of something, and it's bugging me. I think one of those vape companies uses a similar logo.
I hope he stole it from that.
Sorry, I was talking about Casey's T-shirt. ADHD really bad today, in case you didn't notice. So a public listing to build on its success. Discord has around 140 million monthly users and earned about $130 million in revenue. How are they earning money? Oh, subscriptions?
Must be.
Yeah.
Probably sell stupid filters or something you can, like the Messenger has.
Mm-hmm.
Probably do dumb shit like that.
But still isn't profitable. Oh. Isn't that funny? Most of these big tech companies are not profitable. Why would you want to buy that, Microsoft? You already ran Skype into the ground. Which I noticed the last update, I think Microsoft snuck Skype in on me.
Oh, yeah?
I haven't had that installed on my computer, and I just saw it. I was like, let's get that out of here. It's not 2010. But still isn't profitable, according to Wall Street Journal. Microsoft's interest in Discord had a lot to do with the latter's role as a home for online communities. The app is a destination for creators cultivating their own forums, as well as homegrown groups centered on video games, tabletop role-playing, and raiding the capital. Outside of its Xbox and Surface devices, Microsoft doesn't have a big consumer-facing way to be part of the most people's day-to-day lives. They did with Skype. It's open to Teams for personal use, but Discord had built-in familiarity and doesn't read as an enterprise software. The Wall Street Journal writes that both Discord and Microsoft are still open to renewed talks, but for now, Discord is going its own way.
Like Fleetwood Mac.
That's right, buddy. I still don't understand why Microsoft wanted to buy them. I don't understand quite the importance of Discord. I get what it is and the popularity, but not $10 billion. Especially for something that's making $130 million and it's still not breaking even.
Yeah.
That's bleeding a lot of money.
Yeah, something I didn't think about, I don't know if it's something they're considering at all, is if that's part of the bigger thing to have everything play everywhere, and you could talk to everybody, you could use Discord, and that's why you get it on PlayStation and everything as well.
Oh.
I don't know if that is even possible, but I feel like that could be an option there. The last story you can skip over. I realized I double dipped there.
Yeah, I figured. It looked like that one came out before.
Yeah, it did.
It's about the PlayStation video.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all the news, guy.
All right. Before we get into media pickups, I realized something that or corrections I forgot. And that is, at the beginning of last week's episode, you might have heard when I said, I'm KCP on with my good friend and co-host Ryan. And he's like, corrected me and said I didn't say guest co-host. And I was like, no, I definitely did.
You definitely didn't.
Oh, no, I didn't. And I went to edit it, and I was like, damn it, I didn't say it. And he immediately, well, actually, this motherfucker, I sent him a message and admitted before I even uploaded it. I was like, yeah, I was wrong. And then he purposely, I don't think he watched the video, he just immediately commented as soon as I uploaded it. And, see, I told you. I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, I felt pretty cool because I could just hit 15 seconds back on the Spotify.
The reason I was confident was because in my head, I knew he was going to pick up on that if I didn't say it, because he does that every time. So, all right, make sure you say it this time. So in my head, I said it, but I think I'm just so used to saying the thing I say with you that I was like, all right, I got it. But
are you sure I'm not on more than 2 episodes at a time consecutively, he said? I think it's what he followed it up with. Something like that.
They're talking about me, but I don't understand. But I don't have any media pickups this week, so.
I don't either.
Really? All right,
nope.
Let's get past that.
So we went to pawn shops, as you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
This is me kind of freaking out, like, gotta buy all the cheap PS3 stuff I see. So we stopped at a pawn shop and I picked up Secret Agent Clank on the PSP, Hot Shots Golf on the PSP, Loco Roco 2 on the PSP. And then on the PS3, you brought up a good point that the servers aren't up for this anymore, but purely for the history of it, how it went down during the hacking and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But SOCOM Confrontation, Resistance 3. This is picked up at a game store, but Lost Dimensions on the PS3. Twisted Metal. I was happy to find Twisted Metal. I've been looking for that one, even before the announcements of stuff shutting down.
That was a reboot one, right?
Yeah. Speaking of light gun games, Time Crisis 4, which by the way is really expensive to get the light gun for. I was like, I'll just pick up the light gun online, but the light gun, if you have all the parts, it's pretty pricey. People seem to lose the sensors on them. Ridge Racer 7, Dragon's Crown. As you can tell, these are all exclusive games. Exclusive. Dragon's Crown, Kingdom's Heart HD 2.5 Remix. I saw you had both of them over there.
Oh, yeah.
Did you pick those up recently?
No, those were the ones that Jeff gave me a long time ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Those are PS3 exclusives. Look at you. Formula F1 Championship Edition. Supposedly, there's a really good Formula F1 TV show on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I heard Bert Kreischer talking about it. Was it Bert Kreischer? Maybe it was not your mom's podcast, whatever. His Bert Kreischer's friend. You know, I met me and Renee saw Bert Kreischer before he blew up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I felt pretty cool. There was like 20 people there to stand up. He was filming a podcast.
Look at you.
I felt pretty cool. And then now he's doing like huge shows.
Yeah, huge.
Huge. He like he was the only. He's the one that started those car shows too, for comedians.
Mm-hmm.
Felt pretty awesome. I should have bugged him for a photo.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy though. I would look really fucking cool now with a photo of him though. But that was with Doug Benson, the other comedian.
Oh yeah.
Doug Benson then I'm 95% sure picked up a prostitute. Did I ever tell you this story?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's probably be a good story for stories I shouldn't tell or whatever.
There you go.
I'm gonna put it in the app right now. You ready?
Yeah.
If you saw me writing down something on here too, it was I had an idea for another story, by the way.
Okay.
So I should be good for the next one. We got 3 stories now.
All right.
Doug Benson, prostitute. She was incredibly attractive. That was a very expensive lady. But I'm sure he can afford it. So, Nino Kuni, Wrath of the Witch King. That's one I thought would blow up in value during all this, but it didn't. Kind of shocked, but I picked it up. Gran Turismo 5, Gran Turismo 6, Kung Fu Rider, Dynasty Warriors 7 Extreme Legends. And then on the 360, I picked up Blades. It's a very odd looking game. But you said there's a hot lady on the front of it, so you seemed like you liked it.
I mean, what more do you need?
That's right, man. And I'm trying to get all the Overlord games, which I think I have them now. But Overlord Dark Legend on the Wii.
Can we do the intro sometime and you do the intro and you say with my Overlord?
Yes.
KCP? All right.
Of course. You know what's crazy? It's been on here. It hasn't been on here in so long. These were like from a month ago. 3 weeks ago. Month ago. Something. Sly Cooper, Thieves in Time. Hyperdimension Neptuna. Ragnarok Odyssey Ace. I think that's the last of the PS3 stuff. And then I found a single copy of Raise in Hell. Raise is Hell. And then probably the coolest one I found, I never thought I'd see this in the wild. It was at Half Price Books. But Atlas's Snowboard Kids 2 on the N64. Very happy to get that. It was a rental copy, but I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I feel you.
My mom brought over my mom's since Family Video closed down. That's where she got a lot of her movies. She's decided to go all digital for all of her stuff, which I know that definitely means times are changing because my mom was all about physical and DVDs. But she's bringing over a bunch of DVDs from when I was in high school. It's been fun going through them. So I got a bunch of those. Did you ever watch this movie called Fanboys? It was about Lucid, based on true story.
The Star Wars type movie. Yeah, it's really good.
I love that movie. We should have a group for that.
I'm down.
Wasn't it loosely based on true story though?
If it was, I didn't know that.
Let's see. Was Fanboys based on a true story? So this is the real story behind Fanboys. I don't know. It's not a. Let's see if this website says, because I always thought so. I know I was getting ready. I think it was. Yeah, I was going into high school when that came out. Oh, that is definitely. Whoa, crazy pop-ups from this website. God, I loved this movie though. It should have been bigger than what it was. I feel like it was never talked about.
Yeah, it wasn't that big.
This is, I don't know why. God, this is so funny. This website's from 2006. One of the comments says, I can't wait to watch this movie. this so hard to figure out? I feel like there's always a rumor between our friend group that this is based on a true story. I know some things have popped up recently with that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Where there's like certain people in the fandom will get. Didn't someone watch was it the Avengers before they had CG effects put in them or something?
Yeah.
Something like that. They were getting ready to pass away. But yeah, I figured that movie seemed right up your alley, so that's why I wanted to bring it up.
I like it.
But yeah, that's all the pickups.
Oh, that was it?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not enjoying it until I do a lot more.
Well, my last check was pretty light because I was in Florida. So, and then with the budget, and most of these being from 3 weeks ago, almost 4 weeks ago.
That's why I thought there'd be more after that, but that makes sense.
You were there for most of them.
Gotcha.
Yep, that's it.
All right, we can get into what we've been playing. I can start if you want.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Me and you played some Anthem finally. Again, we're trying to get to the co-op campaign on that. We think we finally got to figure out so if we can start making progress and finish it and get on to a new game together. Have you played golf with your friends before?
Oh, yeah. Put a lot of time in that.
Was that... Well, I thought that was the one that blew up that everybody's talking about, but I think it's Everybody Golfs. Is that the one that blew up out of nowhere?
I don't know. I know Golf with Friends when I played, though.
It's on Game Pass, and it is a lot of fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I played it on PC.
It's only 3 gigabytes, and it's on Game Pass, and you play it so you know what it is, but it's really simplified miniature golf, and everybody, I think you can play up to 8 people, if I remember right, and everybody can go at the same time, but you can't hit each other's balls. And it's just, reminds me of not old school arcade, but like old school Xbox Live arcade. Just really simplified and fun, but not much to it.
It could be really hard with a controller, though.
I didn't think it was. I haven't played mouse and keyboard, but at first I was like, they didn't really not have precision control, because yeah, it is like really like jerky. But then if you hold R bumper, you can slow it down and like move really. So yeah, I didn't have an issue with it once I figured that out. But me and Derek were playing it. We had a lot of fun. I think it would be more fun if you added more people, because the kind of thing where everybody just goes at the same time seems chaotic. And
Peter was really good at.
Really?
Yeah.
You always show up play it. It's a lot of fun. And the achievements don't seem very hard either. Seem like you're getting pretty steady flow of them. And then played a little bit more Hybroxia 2. I haven't played much of that yet, so I was trying to play it here and there. It's a good game to pick up and just play for a couple missions. And then me and Derek played some NHL together. And then we played MLB The Show, came to Game Pass a few days ago. The last MLB The Show I played was PSP.
Whoa.
So, and I love baseball, but playing franchise and expedition games are only so much fun when you don't really have anybody playing it. And none of my friends have PlayStation. And that's what the show was always on. So it's kind of cool having it come back now, or being able to play it again now with other people. But there's a couple things. Last time I played it was PSP, like I said, so all my knowledge is completely gone. And if I had it, I think the game's probably so different now. I at least know MLB rules, so I know obviously I know how to play it. But as far as the gameplay, I'm fucking terrible at it.
It's very simmy, right?
Yeah. And then the online, like Madden and NHL, people exaggerate, I think, with how bad they are. I think there's issues with it, and I think you can get into games where the connections are horrendous. But overall, I think they play relatively well. But this game, I think it probably isn't running much worse than that. I think it's just way more noticeable because baseball is so much about exact timing. The pitch will go by and you'll swing when you think you do. And it's so frustrating because you think you're swinging at the right time, you'll just miss it over and over. So the online, which is one thing I was looking forward to most, like I said, being able to play with other people, hasn't had the best experience. We also played it literally at midnight of it coming out, which is cool. Game Pass put it out at midnight. You could play it, and you could have it pre-installed. So we just literally got on right at midnight. So that could have been part of it as well. I'm sure there's going to be patches, and the servers are probably crazy at midnight. So definitely give it more of a try, and I like the game. I'm just not good at it. Me and Derek jumped on a little Sea of Thieves. They seem to add quite a bit to that game. We didn't play it for very long. Did you hear they have not a megaphone, but like a horn where if you have a game chat, do you hear about this? You can yell at other ships and they'll hear you.
Really?
Yeah, so next time you play that when you have party chat off, but the issue is probably everybody's in their own parties anyways, but in theory that is fucking hilarious. Like, hey bitches, we're coming for you, and then just see the ship towering at you. That sounds great. Then besides that, a little Halo 5 with Derek and Nick, but that was it for me this week.
Cool. Yeah, just Anthem with you.
Mm-hmm.
Cold War. I've been leveling up some guns. They know they had done some event stuff yesterday for the nuking of the map. I didn't get to play that. I was hanging out with my mom. Way cooler. But I watched a lot of that on YouTube. It's got some cool stuff going on for that, like some zombie themed stuff or the one game type you could only play for 3 hours, and had to do with everybody slowly turning into zombies and the map getting nuked. The servers have been down though.
Oh really?
Yeah, they had some issues, but I'm sure Derek is confident they'll be fixed by tonight. So hopefully they'll be back up. They added some new weapons. And then I beat Prey.
Oh, did you?
I did, yeah. I think you need to check it out, man.
Is it satisfying without spoiling it, obviously?
Yeah. It's so similar to BioShock. Like, just an insane amount that it's like, that's had to be what they were doing. So I went and listened to Daniel Dwyer, right?
Yeah.
Dwyer. Yeah, I always say Dryer, like an idiot. Dwyer.
I think you're just using his accent.
Oh, I was too, but
okay.
Also just mispronouncing his name. He did a bunch of interviews with those guys when it came out. So they were like, they had a lot of the guys from BioShock on their team, and System Shock was a huge push behind it. So it definitely was. But yeah, you need to check it out, man, because you like those games. But play on easy, or there's also just I think there's called like just story, where you're just there for the story. I think it's the strong point of that game is the story. But yeah, I got way too in depth with the lore and looking up things online.
Mm-hmm.
The gameplay was a little frustrating, but the story was great. It seems right up your alley because you love BioShock, and this is just like a love song to System Shock, and the fact that there's a lot of guys from BioShock on the team. So I think I might get the DLC of that too.
Really?
Some people say it's the best DLC that came out that year. But
Okay.
it's fucking $20 still. I bought Prey for like $5.
Uh-huh.
So I might wait for it to go on sale before I buy it. I'm not in a huge rush to play it.
Just pray that it does, you know?
Pray that it does. It's going to the moon. Because it's literally on the moon.
I got you.
Yep. So then I've also been playing, and I'm pretty much done with it. There's 3 Monster Jam games that came out for the Xbox One. But dude, what is those Ubisoft games with the motorcycle?
Oh, it is. I know what you're talking about. I didn't really like those games.
I do like those games.
Do you?
And I loved Monster Jam. We used to go a lot when I was a kid. And I think Gravedigger's great. And
did you listen to the most recent Brohawks?
I think so.
It went up today. So.
Oh no.
Oh well, spoilers. I do a good intro. That's
Sunday.
I should do that. We did record on Sunday, so I missed opportunity. But I think you'll like it. But
okay.
Go on. Sorry.
No, you're okay. I'm just really nostalgic for Monster Jam. It's really fallen off, and I hear a big problem of it is they really don't have cars to crunch anymore. Did you know that?
No.
Because newer cars, the way they are set up safety-wise, the slightest dent, the whole frame goes. So I heard Monster Jam has a hard time finding cars to destroy, so they'd stop doing that, which was probably a big part of that for me.
Trials is a game where
Trials, yeah. So I've been playing that. It's very basic, and you could tell it's just a cash in. The company that published it was literally called Game Mill. I don't think they're around anymore, but so I've been playing that today. I think that's it game wise. Yeah.
Okay.
There's another game there, but I can't remember. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. You don't think I'll come back to you?
No.
All right, well, let us know what you've been playing in the comments and then what you've been watching.
Lost. Just a lot of YouTube documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of videos on the glue shortage and lumber and housing market, China's involvement in Zambezi? Oh, God damn it.
Zendaya,
Yes.
the singer and actress.
The singer and actress. I never heard of that person.
Or Zendaya, whatever. I don't know. People probably correct that. And Ryan will probably know. You're slowly kind of becoming Ryan. You're talking about glue shortages and gardening and watching.
I think the only reason Ryan would be concerned about a glue shortage, you didn't know what to snort anymore. Damn it. What is the name of that fucking country?
Well, while you're looking, I'm going to give a shout out to one of our newest subscriber, but apparently our first. This comes from Money Back Guaranteed is the account. And the comment said, "I'm really glad I found you. I subscribed first." So I just want to give a shout out to Money Back Guaranteed, being our first subscriber. And I'm really glad you found us too.
Hell yeah, man. Fuck. But basically, China's investing a lot in Africa, specifically this one country. They used to be Rhodesia. That the Western world had turned their back on them in the 60s. You can look up, but now it's racist to wear like Rhodesian flags and stuff. I don't know why, but
You wouldn't because you're racist.
basically these guys that had grown up there, I think it was the Congo, and I don't know, but they held out against an onslaught of commies that were backed by the Chinese. But China's dumped a lot in this country. They're doing some crazy investments in Africa. So I'm getting way too in depth with that.
Okay.
I don't think I watched any movies. No. Just working on the documentary Ryan helped me shoot. I think I'll be done with it tonight, though. So coming up soon.
Heyo. If you want to share it on any of our social medias, you can.
Okay.
And then I actually, unless I'm not thinking of anything, or if I'm forgetting something, I should say, I don't think I've watched anything this week besides like random stuff like you're talking about, but nothing like movies or shows. I did start listening to, or reading, however you want to say it, Ready Player One.
Nice.
But I'm listening to it. I'm a little over halfway through it.
Whoa.
I like it. I'm gonna wait till it's finished to judge it completely. I do have a couple things. Will Wheaton is the narrator. You're probably gonna laugh really hard at this. Do you know how I first heard of Will Wheaton? I kind of hate him.
Yeah. Because you told me this before.
Oh, did I?
Halo?
Yeah, the Halo Nationals. That terrible tournament I showed you.
With that really heavyset guy?
Yeah, Travis Oates.
Travis Oates!
Yeah, it's funny because I know how big Will Wheaton is now. So it's funny. That's how I learned about him. Like, nerds would probably fucking freak out if they heard you say that. But there's no real reason to hate him. He seemed like a douche in the Halo Nationals, but that thing was...
I think you had to be.
Yeah, I was I don't know if that was really his fault. Same issue I have with every audio diary, so again, not his fault. There's only one voice. Well, I don't think all audio diary or audio books do that. But no matter how good you are at changing your voice or something, and the ones I've listened to don't do much of an effort of changing their voice. It's just kind of like a subtle, I try and sound like a girl or sound like a little kid. It's just, I can't do it. And then there's parts in it that actually annoy me. Like, you probably don't remember specific things like this, but when they're doing like a chat, like when they're chatting in their story in the book, he'll be like, Percival, what'd you say? And then whatever what's the girl's name? I've been listening, I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
Yeah, but we'll say Stephanie. That's
Stephanie?
it. Percival and Stephanie. And then Stephanie, I said Percival. And he just does it back and forth every time he says a name. And I get it because you have to say who it's coming from.
I feel like in the book they had done, like, they made it look like a chat log.
Yeah, that
think.
makes sense. Like I said, that I think that's what he's reading it like it is, a chat log, so it makes sense. But when you're listening, it just sounds annoying. Cause did you read the book? You didn't listen to it?
Both ways.
Oh, really? You go both ways?
Oh yeah.
That makes sense. What we were talking about earlier.
I did like the first 2/3 in the book, and then I had to give the book back to the person because they had left work.
I gotcha. So no, yeah, I don't think that's his fault. I just think hearing something like that just seems unnatural. Kind of gets annoying when you hear the same name like 40 times and then back and forth like that.
There is a big part of the book I think you'll like where he's running around Columbus and he's calling out huge landmarks of Columbus and OSU's campus.
I've heard the skyline quite a bit in talking about Columbus. I haven't heard that specifically.
It's near the end. It's almost at the end,
okay.
yeah. You'll know when you get there.
I think that's weird because I don't remember a skyline being in the movie. I don't think they even actually show Columbus like you would know it, which he's from here, so you think that'd been like a point. He obviously loved it though. What he emphasized in the book, so you think that's something he'd be like, yeah, make sure that's in there.
Yeah.
I don't think that'd be too hard to sell that.
I'm sure when you're like an author who hasn't made it big yet, and what's the director's name?
Steven Spielberg.
How the fuck did I forget that? I'm sure when he shows up and then they have crazy buku money, you're like, do whatever the fuck you want, man.
Oh, I'm sure. I just feel like I don't think that'd be like something that you would argue. I think, okay, yeah, we'll put that in there. It doesn't really matter. It's not like you're asking like some crazy favor, like crazy effects or anything.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be cool to see what downtown looks like in that kind of universe. There was something that is kind of like an uncanny valley when Will Wheaton is talking about, and I get it because Ernest Cline is obviously a massive nerd and loves all this stuff, and he wrote it in the book before he knew Will Wheaton would be reading the book. But he's like, these are like gods, like Wozniak or Will Wheaton.
Whoa.
Like, oh my god. And
did he say anything?
No, I was kind of hoping
a chuckle.
Yeah, or that he doesn't even actually say Will Wheaton in the book and he just snuck that in there. So I hope nobody listen to the whole audiobook. Wait, what the hell? That's not in my book. But so that kind of just took me out of it. So I know this is Will Wheaton. That's kind of weird. But I said it makes sense because that's in the book and he liked him, and also that must be fucking like surreal for him. Like if I wrote a book about, well not about, but it had J.J. Abrams in it, and then J.J. Abrams ended up reading it or making a movie about it, that'd just be so nuts. I'm sure he was just listening to that. Oh my god. But I'm liking it so far. I got a few more credits on Audible, so can I probably start looking for some more books.
Armada and Ready Player 2.
Have you started Ready Player 2?
Nope.
I've heard terrible things, but I feel like people are taking this weird turn on him in general, so I don't know if it's actually bad or if people just are all siding together now.
I feel like they shit on Armada, though, too.
They did. I think Ready Player 2 is just hard, or an easier one to do it with because it's a known property, so sequels always are an uphill battle. It might suck. I haven't read or listened to a part of it, but I haven't heard a single person say anything good about it, which makes me wonder if people are actually judging for themselves or actually reading it or not.
Do you watch this documentary?
What was it?
I forget what it's called. Like, it's about Atari, the Lost Games in the Desert.
I know I've seen him in something. Yeah.
That was his.
Oh, he did it?
Yeah, no, he did a great job on that.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. I feel like it's the first time I ever saw like George R.R. Martin talking or existing more than just sitting somewhere.
I think we talked about this a while ago. Should we have a section for what we've been reading, or usually in our case listening, and just leave it blank, or should I just, what do you think?
That's up to you, buddy.
I guess we can do that because it seems kind of weird to talk about this when we're watching or playing. I mean, this one makes sense because it's video game related, and all mine so far have been, but that's not going to be the case with all books, obviously. So we can do that going forward.
Wait, what the hell?
What's up?
Whoa, what a full circle. This got cold chills, buddy. I wanted to look up more about Atari. I wanted to make sure that was for sure his movie. But let me make sure. You're not going to believe this. Let me make sure he wrote Atari Game Over, okay?
Okay.
He directed it. He did not direct it.
You're a fucking liar. Have you ever been to a caucus? Yes, I have. No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Directed by Zach Penn.
Sean Penn's wife.
Looks like he had nothing to do with it besides I thought that was his movie. I'm an idiot.
Did you hear Jeff Keighley is starring in the next Fast and Furious?
Why?
Oh, I just thought we could make up fake facts.
Oh,
and
you
pass
son
them.
of a bitch.
No, I knew you just mixed up. Why? Did you like when Ryan called him Jeffrey Kalai, I think it was?
Oh, yeah, that was great. I didn't catch it. I thought it was a new person. That was a whole new person until you corrected him.
The weirdest part, I get mispronouncing his last name. It's just funny because we know it, but the Jeffrey part, what the fuck?
So, are you ready for the crazy thing that gave me cold chills?
Yes.
Ernest Cline wrote Fanboys.
Oh, did he really?
Isn't that weird?
That is. It
Crazy.
makes sense with how all the callbacks and everything, because a lot of times when movies do nerdy stuff, it's the most base things. They don't actually know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So it makes sense why they'd get some of that.
That's way before Ready Player One.
Yeah.
That's like early 2000s.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was in middle school. I feel like it was like 2005, 2006. That'd be like his first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Looks like we did that on purpose. What a callback.
That's all I've been watching, was listening to the audiobook. But I did miss a couple of news things that I didn't want to read the whole story. I just thought we could talk about really quick before we move on. And that's yesterday, Xbox Live removed the requirement for having gold to play free-to-play games. So that's official now.
I saw that. I saw that email yesterday from them.
Yeah, which is going to be crazy when Halo comes out, because now you don't even need a subscription and you don't have to buy Halo to play multiplayer.
The email said, too, there's 100 free-to-play games.
I believe that. If you search it,
Crazy.
there's a ton of, not like that I know them, but if you search it, there's all kinds of games I've never even heard of, so that makes sense why there's so many of them.
I think it's awesome, too, because you know how many times, like, I think Peter's a great example of that. Like, couldn't play Xbox with him because of...
Mm-hmm.
If they would have done this, like, 5 years ago, 6 years, it would
Yeah.
have been the biggest news in the world, but
Oh,
no
I
one's
know.
even talking about it.
And then the next one is a rumor, but it seems to be gaining traction. Seems to kind of be all but confirmed that Knights of the Old Republic is officially getting a remake made by Aspire. And seems like just a matter of time until that's announced. I like that game. I was never crazy about it as other people. I know that's one of Nick's favorite games, so I'm sure he'll freak
Really?
out. I just thought it was good, and unless they do some crazy overhauling, I think it's kind of a game that people have a different perception in their head. If they played it now, the controls are so different. I think people would. Yeah, I think people would not like that
It's a
game
rough
unless they can
one.
overhaul it. And then if they overhaul it, you run the risk of people like, this is completely different. This is trash. So might be a screwed either way kind of situation.
Yeah.
The next one, this is something that I thought should have been a thing, even though I don't know if I'd actually want to play like this. And I guess there already is a thing. Xbox Game Pass tweeted that they just added 6 more games to the, quote, games you can play from the cloud without a controller category. Do you know this was a thing?
No.
Because when I go on it, I think it's weird that it literally won't let you access it until you connect a controller. So I'm like, couldn't I just mess around with it a little bit? But they added 6 games, one Overcooked 2 and Banjo-Kazooie are 2 of those games. I said one of and then 2 of. But it's, I can show you. I don't think you want to play games like this. But I think it's cool that they have that option because it doesn't add in, it doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool if you are like, oh shit, I don't have a whole controller with me. You can just pop it open and instead of playing a shitty mobile game, you can always play a game that's well made and get achievements. So I think it's a really cool feature. And that was it. Like I said, I just had a few things. I don't want to rehold articles for those kind of things. But we can get a reminder for free games. On Xbox 360, you have Hard Corps Uprising. I always say Hardcore. Till April 30th. Xbox One, you have Vikings, Wolves of Midgard till April 30th. And then Truck Racing Championship till May 15th. On PlayStation Plus, you have...
I thought you should know this. Sorry, before... Because this is... I was listening to the last episode. I was peeing in the urinal when you were reading off the free games. And just the pause with these titles are so fucking nerdy or something you said. Got piss like all over the urinal.
Did you? Yeah, it was
I was
that one
laughing.
right there. That whole sentence, or not not truck racing championship, but the Viking Wolves of Midgard.
Yeah, it sounds like a TV show where they're trying to make up a fake nerdy game that all the kids are freaking out about.
That is something I watched. I watched Mythic Quest. I don't know if you remember that.
Why does it sound so familiar?
The weird ass thing they announced at Ubisoft's press conference, and there's a lot of people from It's Always Sunny, and it's kind of like a.
Oh yeah.
It's a Apple TV exclusive, and I got Apple TV for a year when I bought my phone, and it's funny. I had this feeling like you're gonna hate it if you watch it. It has a very odd humor to it, but I think it's funny. I think the fact that Ubisoft is producing it, and Rob, whatever, I can't remember his name. Renee's probably freaking out. The dude from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
He actually wrote a Lice game, so.
McEllen Nenny?
Yeah, something like that.
So
it's
fucking.
Not McElhaney, is it?
McElhaney? Yeah, something so Scottish or something.
And then he's
Irish?
That wouldn't, yeah, that makes sense.
That's right, yeah, Irish bub.
And Charlie Day is one of the writers on it. He's not in it, but McElhaney, if that is it, is the lead actor. I think it's funny, and it gets surprisingly inappropriate, which I didn't expect. But I think they just do good at knowing games and playing off of it, and doing the generic like nerdy things, but know what they're talking about. So it's funny. But you brought that to my mind.
But I didn't even have Apple TV. I got a show for you, okay?
Is it Ted Lasso?
What?
Is it Ted Lasso?
No.
Oh. Everybody's freaking out about that show, and it seems funny.
I never heard of that.
It was a SNL skit, which I'm
Ted
not
Lasso?
Ted Lasso. It's Jason Sudeikis, which I love him. So it already sounds up my alley, but then it's he's a Texas football coach. The premise sounds funny. And he goes overseas to coach soccer, but he sticks with all of his Texas football like analogies and everything. So he's like a really ignorant guy going over and telling them how to be. And then I think he ends up being a success is like the ironic funny part that it actually works. But just sounds like a funny idea to me.
You know where my mind went?
Where's that? Lassos?
Yeah, no. Kicking and Screaming with...
I love that movie. Will Ferrell.
Yeah, but when they bring in the Bears coach.
Oh, Mike Ditka.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hilarious in that.
Oh, so funny. God, what a great movie. But, no, the TV show's called See. S-E-E. You need to see it. It's got Aquaman in it. As much as I hate his Twitter tirades, that guy is deep in some virtue signaling, man. It's wild. It's about where all of humanity went blind, but it's way in the future after even their offspring becomes blind, and civilization's ended, and they've kind of gone back to tribal ways. Like huge Mad Max vibes behind it. But then a baby's born that can see. It's not a spoiler. It's right at the beginning of the show. It's the whole premise of the show.
Have you watched it?
Huh?
Have you watched this?
First few episodes, yeah.
Do you have Apple?
Yeah, Renee has it. Yeah, we have every one of them.
You should watch Mythic Quest, and maybe you could get her to watch it because she likes him.
It's funny you brought that up. She's brought that up to me as well.
Oh.
When it first came out.
Because I'm curious. Like I said, you're either gonna think it's funny or you're gonna really hate it because it does have a weird style. I even feel kind of weird watching it, but it's funny.
Really?
But yeah, I'll check the show out you're talking about.
Yep. S-E-E. It's good. So good.
Okay.
Such a cool premise too. How the fuck do you even think that up?
Gotcha. And then on PS4 you have Days Gone and Zombie Army 4.
Oh, can I tell you something really cool though about C?
Mm-hmm.
I should have brought this up. Sorry. Hate to interrupt this, but right at the beginning too, Aquaman, somebody snuck into their territory. Another army is coming. Somehow they got alerted to it, but he's moving his army through the woods to go meet the other army, and since they're all blind, they're like communicating in these weird like instruments and singing. It is so fucking sick. I'm excited for you to watch it. And nobody really has Apple TV. And I wanted to talk to somebody about it, so Renee gave my dad Apple TV just so he could watch it. See it, yes. And he loved it, so I think he'll really like it.
How do you think blind people feel watching it or listening to it?
I think it's pretty fucking awesome because you guys kick ass.
Okay.
Yep.
Then on PS5 you have Oddworld, Soulstorm, and all those are till May 4th. The play-at-home games, and I'm going to keep mentioning. This is the last day, so by the time you're listening to this, they will be gone. But they are adding Horizon Zero Dawn just started up. I'm not sure when that ends, but you're able to get that as a complete edition with all the DLC. And then we can do a little game show if you're ready.
Let's do it.
It's been a little bit since you've done it. As
I know
always.
Ryan fucked me over last week. What the hell? That was painful watching it.
I thought it gave some layups too. I knew there were some weird ones in there that would make it laugh, but there was some I just didn't know how he did. And then he was a douche. Did you notice? I was like, Master Chief's other name, Chief. No, like a different name. And then when I told him it was John 117, the interesting part is part of it was right here. Just what doesn't have it on him? That's weird. But I showed him on the picture. He's like, oh yeah, the 117, because that's his name. No, that's why I said part of his name. I know if it's all of it, you would have gotten it. I might have to do that with you sometime, but not pick obvious characters that anybody else would have gotten. I think it'd be fun to get obscure characters.
You kind of made me sad too. You're like, I think Cody would have not gotten 2 of those.
I'd have to look at them again. You would have gotten all of them?
No, I fucked up the Pokemon.
Oh, you didn't know Ground Ninja? I thought you know him just because of
I
play Smash.
I said like Greninja or something like that. I can't remember, but it was slightly off.
My favorite is when I showed him Nathan Drake, and he's like, that's the guy from Tomb Raider.
The main guy from Tomb Raider.
The main guy is a girl, and you already guessed that one.
He even said Lara Croft, dude, didn't he?
Yeah. You know, I'm not sure why I said that. Maybe because I'm looking at him, I feel like you would know most of them. I don't know if you would have got Ezio just because I didn't know if you knew which one he was.
Yeah. I feel pretty good about that one, though.
And then you're probably one of those weirdos that says Wario, even though it's Wario. So.
I like how you threw the armor variation of Marcus Phoenix at him. I was like, oh, that was going to throw him off, but he still wouldn't have. No. He was like, he had no idea. But, where did he say he was from, though? I can't remember.
I thought he said he was passing on that. I don't think he even guessed.
Really?
I think he did. I also liked how
I
of
love
these
episodes with Ryan. It's one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I like how 2 of these, Solid Snake and Tom Nook, I believe. He's like, oh, that's the guy from the meme. I should know this one. Yeah, also from their giant fucking games.
Oh my gosh.
But as always, we got 10 answers here leading up to the final one. You can have 2 guesses at it, and then your phone a friend if you need it. You ready for your first one?
Yep.
Mystery.
Okay, you got to go to the second one.
Really? That's shocking. This game came out in February 2010.
Okay. Next one.
Sean.
Next one.
Origami.
Oh, fuck off. Origami Killer. Fuck. Jason. I feel like that's probably one of your clues too. Jason. Oh my. Heavy Rain? Is it Heavy Rain? Was that Heavy Rain? I'll do my phone a friend. See
Okay.
If, should I call with Eric?
Hey, why not?
Oh God, there was I haven't talked to this girl in like 4 years. She was crazy into those games.
Call her. I could be your phone a friend.
Fucking 11 at night. I'm sure her boyfriend would love that.
That'd be an awesome call.
Hello? Who is that?
You're speaking of Regis from the dead.
Hello?
Hey, D-Dubs, you're on the current
Wait,
backlog.
let me turn him on the speakerphone. How do I get this on speakerphone? Wait, say something?
Hey, there's You
want to put up the microphone?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out your speaker for it. Okay, can you hear me?
yeah, the whole time.
We're just trying to get you on speaker, but it's not happening. Okay, you're here on the current Backloggers. We're doing our weekly game show. Okay, so your friend Cody is here, and he... Okay, you're at a limited time here. I wouldn't use it to talk. So, Cody is stuck here.
Such a fucking douche.
He's stuck here. He's had 4. Would you like to hear him so far? That's definitely where he's at.
Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain.
Jason.
Mystery. This game came out in February 2010. Sean. Origami. Now you're on the 30-second clock, Derek. No, that's where he used his phone a friend. Derek, you're wasting precious time here.
I think it's Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain. Final answer.
You are correct.
Oh, look at that, Derek. We did it, buddy. That's exactly right, buddy. Is War? Let's see. Is Warzone up?
Is-
It is. It's incredible, and I can't wait to play it.
Oh, okay, awesome, buddy. See you then.
All right, I haven't lost on the new map, just so you know.
This is
Oh,
more than 30
pressure.
seconds. You don't know how Regis works.
The pressure is on.
Yes, sir. All right.
Bye. He just said, hung up.
Yeah, damn it. I guess I should have put him in a different order. I didn't think you would.
Yeah, those first 3 were like nothing, and I was like 2010. I was like, but then you said Origami Killer, and then it clicked. 2010 was right around that time.
I almost said origami to help you out, but that would have.
Origami.
Damn. Yeah, that's sad.
What were the rest though?
Was originally a PlayStation exclusive because it ended up coming to PC. Red Balloon, David
Oh, yeah.
Cage, Bad Accents, Jason,
Jason.
and then Rain, which is literally part of the title.
Yeah.
Also.
What were their other game that was similar?
Detroit Become Human. There was Beyond Two Souls.
Beyond Two Souls.
Beyond.
That's where I was stuck. I couldn't think of the other one. I was like, is that?
I guess I'm gonna need to make them harder.
Didn't Ellie Page was in Beyond Two Souls, right? That was hers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good old.
Yeah, Origami was a pretty big giveaway.
Damn it. Yeah, I should have put them in a different order. I even reorganized them. That seems right, but it was wrong. But it's okay. There's only one other thing I was going to mention here that I should have talked about earlier. Ryan was talking to me about the Destroyers game I watched, which I thought you might be interested in that. It's on. I can show you the YouTube channel. It's a full game.
That'd be interesting.
I think you would really like it because it's like a time capsule, even though it's only from 2006.
Do they keep the commercials?
They do.
Yes.
And they are so cheesy. And they also have commercials promoting arena football. And it was weird because arena football was so different back then. You have John Elway and I think Mike Ditka advertising it because they were both owners.
Really?
Yeah, and they're pushing for the AFL. And then you have a commercial following that, the arena football video game from EA Sports. Man, this is so different and so weird. And then he asked me, I think I kind of played it off. He's like, did they win? I was like, of course they did. And then I said later, yeah, I'm joking. They were known for losing, but they actually did win that one. It was 42-26. No
Nice.
spoilers for you to watch it, but
Were you in the crowd?
I was. You probably wouldn't be able to see me, but yeah, I'm in a lot of shots because I'm in the end zone. So every time they kick a field goal on that side, you see me, but I don't think you would be able to be like, oh, there he is. But I'm like 10 rows up and on the aisle seat, so you might be able to see it.
Do you still have your recordings?
Yeah.
Dude, you need to connect up with this guy.
I need to find a way to convert them to DVDs. At
Oh,
least.
I got you. I have the setup.
Oh, do you?
I've done it, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I want to do it. I looked up a converter, but that was way too expensive.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Before we get out of here, do you have any fake outrage? Ryan's been very upset lately that we don't have it.
I'm just outraged that somebody that's not come up with his own fake outrage would be pissed about our outrage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Well, I have a very serious one. It's not really
Oh,
fake.
shit. Okay.
So this one,
It's been a while.
see, when you get the rights to that song. That'd be so funny. Just had to race that one song that makes no real connection to this. But this one hits very close to home because it happened in Columbus.
Close my eyes because I can't even look at you.
It happened in Columbus, Ohio, but is now national news.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I was like, I gotta avoid talking about this on the show.
And that is...
Oh, it's not even gonna be it, is it?
No, it is.
Okay.
But I'm sure racist you is probably looking at it differently than I am. And that is that yet again, we have an innocent young kid princess African American
African
American child that did nothing more than hold a knife while charging at people with said knife.
I feel like we were getting sponsors for this show. It's literally only going to be Fleshlight. We're going to have to read the dirtiest ads.
And this white racist cop comes up and has the nerve to shoot this angel child just for holding a knife and charging at another human with it. Like, what was she gonna really do in that instance?
I don't. Did you see that her dad too was kicking the other girl in the head?
Oh yeah.
And then he immediately followed up with, "That's a child. How can you shoot?" I get you just watched your daughter get murdered. That's wild. I couldn't imagine the pain him and his mom are going through. 'Cause you could tell the grandma was even like, just completely in shock. So I feel terrible that had to happen. That whatever, like, even the grandma's like, I tried to tell her to put the knife down or something. She said in the background. I think what's really crazy is LeBron James doxing the police officer. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Bro, he could probably get sued for that, right?
I don't know.
I like how MyPillow, he gets kicked off for his stupid documentary, but LeBron James is over here doxing this guy, and he's still up there.
Yeah, so obviously I'm being ridiculous. It obviously, no matter what happened, is sad because it is a little kid, but it also is fucking, the narrative is just so mixed up that it happened when right after the trial was finished with George Floyd.
It's like 10 minutes before or something crazy.
Yeah, and everything's so backwards because I would like to say that it's people's fault, and to a point it is, the reaction to it, and it being so one-sided and so flipped around and backwards. But when you see that the media and every headline, what they report, and not even if you want to say he killed her, it's not in there that she was charging somebody, not that she had a weapon. It's white cop kills 15. Well, they started with 15-year-old. She got younger somehow, and then she became a 16-year-old later in the story. Because
Really?
every headline said 15-year-old, and then she became a 16-year-old.
Well,
somehow.
I mean, a big part they're missing it too. He saved 2 black girls that were the same age.
Yeah, no, that's why I was getting to that. I think part of it is people's fault because they don't look farther into it, but you also can't really blame people because most people don't want to watch that kind of stuff, and I don't even like watching it, and I told you how that's the kind of thing, like, even when I watch it, I'm kind of like, but with this kind of stuff, I feel like lately I tried to watch it because if you do just look at the headlines and you do look at social media, you're getting a completely different story than what's actually happening. So I feel like, even though I don't like watching it, I feel like you kind of have to if you want to see all sides of it. Because the media, if you just look at that, and that's what majority of people do, because majority of people don't want to see somebody get killed and look into this stuff.
Yeah.
Which is completely normal, obviously. Then that's what they're seeing, and that's what they're seeing and hearing, and that's what the narrative is. The majority of people are obviously going to think that, and if that's all you see and you defend him, that would be kind of weird, because you're defending somebody that killed an innocent kid. What the hell's wrong with you? But if you actually had that fair, then people are like, oh yeah, I could see why you do that. Because yeah, I don't see a good scenario for him there. Because if he shoots her, he's wrong, and if he doesn't, oh, of course you're not okay shooting him when you could save a life. So yeah, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And I think the only argument you can make is people say that he should have used a taser, which I don't think that. But then, well, he could have not shot to kill. He could just shoot once. I think I have no experience in any of these situations, but I think even if you don't have experience in it, you can see that that's easy to say that and that you would want to react like that. And I'm sure after that, he's like, oh, shit, I wish I would have done differently. But I think your instinct and adrenaline kicks in, especially when you see somebody charging somebody with a knife. You're like, oh, shit. And
there's a YouTube channel that is all police shootings in the United States. They'll update them as soon as like there's a shooting. They'll upload the footage, and YouTube doesn't take them down. So you can go look up that channel, and you can play through all of those videos of every time a cop shoots somebody or kills somebody. First of all, it's a job I'd never fucking want, and it's recently been real thankless and quite the opposite of what you think it should be. But rounds will go straight through people. They won't even notice they got shot.
No, yeah, I've seen.
Adrenaline will be through the roof.
Mm-hmm. That's why I said I think that's the only argument you could make, but yeah, I don't think it really holds. I think.
Yeah. Also, tasers. We were talking about that today because we were going through all the ones they uploaded today, me and Andrew and Peter. We're those weirdos that watch all of those. 'Cause it's like cops on crack. Oh, it's crazy, some of the shit.
Show, cops on crack.
And sometimes, like, one time we watched this kid, he was deep on psych medicine and grabbed a knife to charge the cop. Suicide by cop's a real common thing, too, on there. He took a round to the head. Shot right through the head. Still alive. He lived.
Yeah.
That was wild because it happened right in front of the parents, and they were just... I should probably stop watching this shit because I'm so desensitized, and I just have to stop and realize, like, that was it. I just watched a child die on tape. Like, why am I not reacting to this? I feel like it's turning me to a psycho. But we talk about that almost every time they use a taser. It does not fucking work.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't agree with that. I'm just saying, you've been trying to look at the whole argument, and no, I definitely noticed that dude kicking her, and that girl already got pushed down by the girl that had the knife, and she pushed her pretty hard, and then yeah, that dude, he didn't just kick her. He was like...
Punt.
Yeah, it was like a straight, he's kicking an 80-yard field goal.
Yeah.
And just straight to the head, not even like stomach or anything.
In front of a cop.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Holy shit.
And no, I definitely noticed that as soon as he shot.
Guess he didn't have
kid.
He didn't have custody of the girl either.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It was foster care. And then I haven't been able to figure this part out. I don't know if this is something that's changed. Everybody's saying how she called the cops because she was in fear of her life, and that's why it's not okay because of self-defense. But the first reporting I saw said that the other people called the cops, like the people that she was hitting.
Yeah, listen to 911 phone call. That's what it sounded like.
Oh, was it? I was trying to find something official because I feel there's another thing people are just changing because I don't think that was what was happening.
There was 2 911 phone calls in it. One was like, she's trying to get my dog, and so it sounded like it was the girl in pink. Trying to get my grandma with a knife. She's got a knife. So I think the girl in the pink was the one that called the cops. The one, the girl that got saved.
That's what I first heard, and then the whole narrative changed. Is this what actually happened? But I couldn't find the official, so I didn't want to say either way.
Also, kudos to the cop, because that was some clean shots.
That's what I was going to say.
What the fuck? I could never, a million years could never made those with all that confusion going on.
I'm surprised more people haven't talked about that how close it was to the other girl. They could have shot the wrong girl, but I guess that doesn't.
He waited till she was like on the other side, too.
Yeah. But I guess that doesn't fit the nonstop arguing. And that's my bigger point. I was saying being stupid, and I'm sure people are offended by, if people are watching that, by that, but I think you know what I'm saying.
And I was trying to look closely, too. It looks like a round went through her femoral artery and somewhere up here higher. Because the cops were trying to figure out where she got shot at. And it was like up by the head, neck area, and then on the femoral artery. There was no saving that, man. That was, some clean shots. Wild stuff.
Yeah, that was my bigger point, and where I was going to make it more serious is that I feel like I'm going to try and concentrate on actual facts about these things and also not contribute to the narrative of picking a side and doing that. I think more so just cutting through all the BS and not going along with the media report and not going along with what a certain side is saying and just try and actually find the truth, which I think is not easy as we've seen,
Yeah.
which sucks because that should be the easiest thing to find.
The Hill. YouTube channel called The Hill. News. I'd recommend them.
Okay.
They have 2 hosts. One's super conservative, one's super liberal.
2 hoes.
Yeah, 2 hosts.
I'm in.
Well, there is a
2 hoes,
host,
1 hill.
and she is really hot, so.
You know, that was pretty depressing, even though it was a joke. So I can end on, well, this sounds depressing at first, but I can end on something more serious and a high note, which is something we don't do on here. And this is you're gonna laugh and think I'm being cheesy, but I think at the end you're like, oh. So there's something that actually made me think all day and made me like reconsider my whole life. Was I was at McDonald's today, which also sounds like I set up for a joke that something life changing could happen there. As I am almost every morning before work, I'm at McDonald's, and usually there's just people angry there all the time and people just mad about dumb shit. But there's these old guys in there talking. And one of them was like, yeah, I'm getting ready for retirement, just a couple more years, and then I'll be set. And the other guy's like, yeah, as long as you make it there, you just never know, at our age. And he's like, yeah, I think I'm pretty set. And like, yeah, the other guy, the second guy's like, yeah, I mean, I hope so, buddy. I was diagnosed with 4-stage cancer and trying to live my best life, and hopefully I can make it. And yes, that sounds really dark and sounds like.
Oh, fuck.
But where it gets uplifting is something that fucking dark. That guy got his order and he's like, you have a great day, buddy. And he's talked to him. And then the next guy went up. This guy wasn't even a part of that conversation. He wasn't talking to him at all. And hey, I want to pay for you, buddy. And he's like, oh, no, that's okay. Don't pay for me. I really want to pay for you, man. And he's like, that's okay. All right, well, you have a great day, buddy. And pat him on the back. And then I wasn't even looking at him. He's like, hey, sir, you have a great day. And I was like, oh, thank you, too. And I was like, that made me rethink everything because this guy that just said something that everybody would be like, well, my life's over and I'm not going to do anything. Went out of his way to say something nice to everybody in the store somehow and try to pay for shit.
Jesus
I was
Christ.
like, I don't know how you think, like, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll feel differently, but I feel like at that age and that happens, I feel like most people just feel, well, it's over. Not, but, well, I should probably make everybody else happy and try and do things.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. So.
Put things in perspective.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. That's why I thought about it all day at work, because holy shit.
Jesus,
Made me think of all, like, the dumb stuff and, like, even this, of course, went almost right downhill, not because of that guy. But the guy he tried to buy something for, yeah, can I just get coffee? Yeah, of course. And I'm in a hurry. Is it going to be done soon? I was like,
Oh, my God. If anyone's in a hurry, it's the guy with cancer. Yeah, I'm going to die in a few months. Can you make it snappy?
yeah, so at least I know we don't say.
What a weird feeling. I mean, it's one thing to die and not know it. But just like, hey, I've had a few months now.
Yeah, especially that's why I don't know how you had that kind of attitude. Like I said, maybe I'll feel differently. I don't know how I'd feel, but.
Like that Browns fan that died of cancer?
Yeah.
Stipe? Was his name Stipe? Brian Stipe?
I think so. That sounds right.
I can't remember what his name was, but I followed him on YouTube. That was a real weird one.
Yeah.
Especially because cancer is pretty painful at the end. With all the pain from all those fucking weird tumors growing in you and shit. Yeah, it definitely puts shit in perspective, man. But hearing someone talk, like knowing they're going to die, like his YouTube channel is really weird to listen to.
Yeah, when it's like that, it's too depressing for me. I would say it's good that they can do that and obviously helps them out, but I'm like, that's too sad. That's why when that guy said that, I was like, oh, well, this went from a casual conversation to really depressing. But then, like I said, when he somehow stayed more positive than anything around him, I was like, what the hell?
What a way to end this show.
Well,
In the arms.
yeah, I was gonna say it's supposed to be like a good thing, but it just sounds sad. And obviously, sucks for him. There's no way, but he'll be okay. But it's a fact of having a good attitude through that and trying to help other people out somehow.
It's good.
And I feel like if he did that to all these people that like me, I didn't even say a word to him until then. I feel like he's probably the kind of guy who's just fucking doing that everywhere at every instance. And I can't imagine trying to be like that.
Or what if he's a habitual liar and this is how he gets free stuff? He gets sympathy everywhere he goes.
This might sound harsh, but I think he deserves cancer at that point then. Yeah, I got stage 4 cancer. And, fucking idiots. And the doctor, yeah, stage 4 cancer. Oh, shit.
I think if that happened to me, I'd probably try every drug. I think I would. Because at that point, it's like, who cares? Like, let's see what it's like. Let's do it. A little heroin, a little cocaine.
I think you might not survive long because your immune system's already so low and you're so weak that I think it might just be the end right there.
Fuck it. Might be what he wants then.
All right, well, that's been another normal episode of the Current Backloggers. As always, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Current Backlog.
I mean, look at these veins too, Casey. These are prime for drug use.
I always said I had nice veins. What happened to that?
Yeah, look, both of us. What do you think?
I think, as always, you can also send any questions or feedback to currentbackloggers@gmail.com. And then... Damn it, I have one in me. It's in there. And yell it out before we start. What if I just throw up all over the mic?
I think I'd be okay with that. I think vomit's one of the funniest things in the world. Doesn't get much funnier than that.
Me. All right. It's
Yep.
not coming out, I guess. Probably come out as soon as we start. Do you need to open your pop, princess?
You know the podcast picked those up so well.
Oh, I know. I
So
can try
well.
and move away, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
And sometimes
It picks up on these real well too.
Yeah, that's why I try not to do it, but then I overthink it. Oh, I did it, and I'm like, I stopped.
Especially when I have my little earbuds in. I'm like,
It's like when I sing that clip of the macaroni.
yes. I gotta go find that clip. I gotta save that clip before I lose it forever.
I don't think you do. All right, you ready, guy?
Oh god, some of these notes I took. I'll probably skip most of this.
Oh, also, I'm so used to doing the news to Ryan now that I didn't put it in a doc like normal, so I don't know if you've copy and pasted it over. Like if you needed something.
It's okay. I'll just
more
read
readable. All right.
off the messenger.
All right.
I'm ready whenever you are, honey.
Let's do it. She's smiling already.
It's been a while.
We need to get the rights to that song, will you, so we can use it?
Oh, I'm sure it's cheap.
Hello there. As you can see, we're without Cody. We got a totally different angle. I'm also looking directly at you, which is probably a change of pace for you and me, assuming you're watching this on YouTube and not listening on podcast. If you are, then this makes no sense already. But I wanted to record this because there's a few things that I meant to put in the episode and completely forgot. So I wanted to do that now. The first one is the least serious thing I was meant to say at the end of the episode. Friday, so the day after we recorded, and maybe the day you're listening to this, if I get up in time, I am seeing Mortal Kombat in the theaters in IMAX. I am so excited. I got almost 15 people to join us to watch it. Actually, it's up to 16 now. And I could not be more excited. I don't expect the best movie of all time. I don't expect an Oscar winner. I don't expect much of a plot. I just want some crazy action with a ton of blood and gore. So that's what I'm expecting and hoping for. And I'll report back next episode and see if it lived up to that or if it gave me something else. But I'm really excited for it. So that was the not serious thing. But then I wanted to talk about something me and Ryan talked about 2 weeks ago, and that was COVID numbers and Texas not having a mask mandate anymore and being one of the lowest states in vaccinations. And specifically what we were talking about is the Texas Rangers sold out their home opener, had more than 40,000 people there, and then, tens and thousands of people flooding the streets and bars and restaurants around there. Many of them, most of them not wearing masks, most of them not being vaccinated. And as I've said many times, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. And I feel like the more I say that, the more I feel like with how the world works now, that people are like, oh, you are. If you keep saying that, then you obviously are defending it. But anybody who knows me knows I argue with almost every conspiracy theorist, and not because I think they're automatically wrong or stupid, but because I look into most of them. I think they are interesting. I can see the point. I just think most time as conspiracy theories, the most obvious thing is usually the fact, and you can dig deeper into it and get your own answer, and it can seem logical, but I think it's usually not the actual truth. But the point of saying that is that I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and I don't think COVID is fake, and I don't think the vaccine is some gene-altering substance they're giving you, or that it's meant to kill you or control you or anything like that. I just think it's very reasonable to think it's very early on. And if you look at the history of vaccinations and medicine in general, the early doses and tests of them are always the most unsafe and the most unsure. Oh, there's a noise for you, as me and Cody talked about in this episode. As you'll see, there's kind of a time warp right now. But the point of saying that is that I think, even though it's not a conspiracy theorist or theory, I think there's obviously information we're not being told correctly, and things have been exaggerated, and the fear just keeps getting amplified into people. And much like I talked about in this episode, I think that's when that's all the headlines people are seeing, that's what they're going to believe, because most people aren't going to want to take all the time and dig into it and actually look at the info. And this isn't like I'm going to conspiracy theories website. This is from the CDC. So you don't even have to dig deep, but still most people don't want to waste their time and don't want to look farther into it. And I can't really blame that, because you should be able to just trust what you're reading. But it's not the case, as I tried to tell Ryan, I think last week, when he said, if you see, and maybe it was an episode we originally discussed about it, but he said, if you pay attention, there's major surges after every big event, and that's simply not true if you actually look at the numbers. But if you look at the stories and the media and the news reports, that's definitely what is happening. And that's why I think that all this gets so mixed up and mixed around. So we'll just start with some facts. So April 5th, the day that the Texas Rangers had that game, and obviously I post these numbers from the day and, well, days before, as we know. But the point in saying that is it's not in relation to the game as far as these numbers. So the new cases posted that day were 4,966 with a 7-day average of 2,994. April 19th, which is exactly 2 weeks after, which is supposed to be the maximum of when you see these effects, and that's why I have April 19th, even though we're a couple of days past that. The new cases are 4,744 with a 7-day average of 3,257. So right there is where everybody's like, yeah, there's an increase. Don't you see it? I do. I'm seeing an increase of just over 100 in new cases and a 7-day average of almost 300. So if that's what we're going to go off of, and these are the surges, and these are the reason we can't gather, then that right there tells you that people are just going to follow the narrative no matter what. We can also look here, the deaths in that time. So April 5th, 30 deaths with a 7-day average of 82. And people say deaths are the more telling tale. April 19th, 21 deaths with a 7-day average of 55. So a 9 drop off there on the daily, and about 30 on the 7-day average, which again, people say 7-day average is more telling there. So even if you do want to go off of that, then your argument still kind of falls apart. And we can also look at here that the last two, or sorry, let me say this again. So you have to go all the way back to June 8th, 2020, almost an entire year exactly. The two cases, or the 2 days with the least amount of cases, were in this past week, dating back all the way till June 8th. So from June 8th till now, the 2 lowest cases both came in the past 2 weeks. So if that doesn't tell you something, or maybe I didn't say it well enough, if I didn't, feel free to comment or come on and discuss if you would like. Because I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I don't think it's all fake, but I'm getting sick of having to hear everybody follow the narrative in the media and not having real discussions. So that was my point there. And then the next thing I want to discuss was something I talked about in this episode. It was my fake outrage. You know what? Now I'm going to make even less sense here, because I'm going to put this at the end of the episode because I don't want to spoil my fake outrage. So that time thing I talked about earlier, not relevant now. But my fake outrage was about the shooting that happened in Columbus here with the 16-year-old black girl. And first off, I want to make it clear that I don't think it's funny that she died, and that wasn't what it was about at all. I'd hope people know that. I think people know me know that, but I know how most people are. What I was mocking was the narrative and people's reaction to it. Like, as soon as it happened, the girl recording it was like, "That's a racist white motherfucker right there. All she did was hold a knife." I was like, what? You just said, implied something racist. You admitted she was holding a knife. The video we saw, she was trying to stab people with said knife. But what I don't feel like I explained well enough is that that's what I'm done with, and that's what I'm done arguing and feeding into what I think the media and the narrative wants people to think, is that it's an argument over race, and it's an argument that you need to pit each other against each other. Race should never come up in a news story or everyday talk, and I don't think it would come up in everyday talk if there wasn't news reporting and social media spewing it down your throat, unless the race is literally the factor in it. And people I'm sure most people think, "Are you stupid? It was. He was white, she was black, he shot her." But there is no evidence to support that. Even if you want to say that he didn't have the right to shoot her, there's no evidence to support he shot her because she was black, and also the person that I think you could make the easy argument that he saved was black. And I think a prime example of this is the shooting that happened in Indianapolis at the FedEx warehouse. Hours after it happened, I saw headlines, and this is from CNN, and saw it on Bloomberg and one other But the point is, it's not like I'm trying to find like no-name websites. These are like the top media outlets. And their news reporting talked about how 4 of the 8 victims were Asian, and this comes after the terrible racist events that happened in Georgia. That is not relevant at all. You're admitting half the victims weren't Asian, and there's no evidence to support that it was about race. If it was, the guy was an idiot because half the people he killed didn't line up with that. And the point in saying that is that just shows how they're trying to spin it and why the everyday conversation becomes the way it does. If somebody is actually committing a crime with racist intent, and I'm talking actual racist intent, they're part of a group, there's a part of a group that is meant for that. You can find plans they had to do something like that. And of course, call them out. This isn't about defending actual racist. I think anybody that would defend an actual racist is a little fucking weird and probably mental. But I think the majority of people are normal, reasonable people, and even if they have different beliefs or don't see something that way, I don't think that it's automatically that they're racist. And that was my point in saying that if there's something factually racist, not that they like Donald Trump, not that they posted something ridiculous online one time, actual true evidence, then of course it should be reported as that. But when there's no evidence of that, to assume that's that and to push a narrative that's that, I think is just as dangerous as the actual terrible things that have happened. And why I think that is because it's going to cause more and more of that. Again, I'm not the best speaker. I know in my head what I'm thinking, and I feel like I get on here, I'm going to deliver this. It's going to be amazing. So I was going to say I would be a terrible politician, but I guess I'd probably be a great one, if you know how most politicians are. There's also kids running outside screaming. I'm not sure if that's coming through on the mic. But that's like I said, I know in my head what I'm thinking, but I feel like I don't always come off the best. So if something doesn't make sense, if you disagree, whatever, feel free to comment. Or if you want, come on the show and have a actual debate, because that's another thing I feel like, or talk, because people I feel like don't know how to talk anymore. And then I feel like if it becomes a debate, that's a negative thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with debating. I think turning to argument where you're not actually listening to each other and there's no back and forth and no actual discourse, I think that's an issue. But I don't think there's anything wrong with debating or talking. So hopefully that makes sense. I know with how people are, I probably dug myself in a hole, and if we were actually ever big at all, I'm straight up canceled. Even though I think it's like the most reasonable thing to call out actual racist, to say the media pushes things, to say it's pitting us against each other to create more racial issues and more violence and more anger, which should be the complete opposite of what media does. They should only be reporting the facts, and that's why, like I said, I think that's dangerous to report things before you know that was an intent of it. And then things like the FedEx shooting, that there's no evidence and no real even support that it was something racial, to bring that into it makes no sense. So hopefully I made some sense. I'll see you later.